for just $69. Make sure your air conditioner is ready for the summer heat with a $69 tune-up. They'll do a complete system checkup and change your filters too. You can even book online or call 704-487-7877. Ask for the $69 Spring Tax Relief Special. Shelby Heating and Air, 1990 Eves Road in Shelby. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Take the escalator of savings to the second floor for big savings at Kurt's Premium Outlet in Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. Like Inbox white rockers for $29.90. Magnetic mailbox covers $9.50. Hamilton Beach toasters $38.50. Kurt's Premium Outlet has oil and wax lamp warmers for $7.50. A table and 2 benches are $220, and white fireplaces are $172.99. At Kurt's Premium Outlet in Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook.
There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world-class for the working class.
It's time to hop into a new ride this spring during Spring Fling at Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. Right now, get 1.99% APR on new autos and 2.25% APR on used vehicles. Finance it up to 84 months with GAP available. And get $100 cash back when you refinance. Leave those old high rates behind with Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Online at carolinafcu.org.
Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Power Sports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts, too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Jumpin' Jed's in Fallston will be closed Friday, April 15th through Monday, April 18th for Easter. They hope you have a happy Easter. And Jumpin' Jed's in Fallston invites you in for some great springtime savings, like a brand new shipment of primitive shaker-style and farmhouse furniture made in the good old USA of solid wood. And all Easter decor in stock is now 40% off. That's Jumpin' Jed's, Highway 18 in downtown Fallston, right across from the old Stamey store. Like them on Facebook, too. And Happy Easter from Jumpin' Jed's in Fallston.
Don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still
And welcome to another Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin, Zach, Tom, and Terry. And as always, JP is pushing buttons, making them sound good.
And always, Saturday Morning Sports Talk brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877 for your heating and air needs. Unfortunately, this week in North Carolina, we had winter and summer in the same week, so you might need Shelby Heating and Air to come out there and fix them both. But that's just North Carolina in March and April, isn't it? You know, summer, just get all 4 seasons in the same week. So just call Shelby Heating and Air if you're having an issue with your system. You need a new system. You need maintenance. You need repair. Once again, it's 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. They have coupons for services and other products, so check them out. Thank you for sponsoring Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Kevin?
Okay, JP, have you started eating yet?
No, but considering what I have in the box, that's probably going to be eggs, grits, and toast because I forgot to text Terry that I wanted to fry bologna this morning.
So sad, but
I meant to text last night, but I was like, I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like
he did not have the energy to text you.
For his thumbs to move a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not going to say a word.
Welcome
move
to
a little bit.
Welcome to the TikTok generation, Terry.
Speaking of TikTok, we got some TikTok highlights here in a little bit, Tom.
I've actually never watched a TikTok video.
Have you not?
I've never had a desire to. I'd much rather do the.
I'm
much
sure
rather
they
do the normal thing. Go to YouTube.
You could have your own channel live where you just talk about Marvel versus DC. Probably get like 1,000 views, make some money. Well, we're not telling him that, then he won't be here on Saturdays anymore.
Yeah, probably.
That would be a loss for everyone.
Yeah, like that really be a loss for everyone.
Speaking of big old plates, Terry, what are you eating from Mitchum's Kitchen this morning?
I had just a little plate.
A lot.
You know, like Barney Fife said, I'll eat little today, and he just keeps ordering. You know, but I had
a little bit of this, a little bit of
city
that.
ham and egg omelet, a piece of bologna, some oatmeal with some extra butter. I'm telling you, some toast.
Good Lord,
it was good.
I may ask for some jelly toast next time. I'm craving it right now.
You saw it. You saw it.
I just need something sweet on the palate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Saturday Morning Shock Jocks, brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. We got all kinds of things to talk about today. We've got Major League Baseball, NASCAR. Well, I don't even know if we mentioned the Masters winner last week.
We didn't.
And where Harold Varner mentioned, and he had another good run this week.
If Tiger had won, we'd have mentioned it.
We'd have talked about it, wouldn't we?
Tom.
We got NFL draft preview. It's finally here. Finally this week. We can get it all over with and put that behind us. That is the longest process
draft
of the year.
next weekend?
This Thursday, yeah.
Yep, Thursday.
So we're going to have a big we'll go through that. We'll do our little mock here in a little bit and figure out who we think everybody should pick. We're going to go over some of that and more. NBA playoffs, soccer, hockey, none of that. And guys, well, good to see you. It's good to see you all three. Happy Easter. We had our big Easter week this week. Thursday night we had our Easter tournament. Kings Mountain beats Crest. In the Cleveland County. That was a one-hit shutout, Tom. Took the no-hitter to the 7th.
Some of the championship games weren't all that great. I mean, St. Stephen's defeated Alexander Central in the Catawba area 8-1 in the championship game. So, and then I saw that the Gaston County East Gaston was the champion. I think they beat North Gaston like 7-0, something like that. I know they beat them. I can't remember the exact score, but a lot of the championship games were not all that competitive, which left me a little disappointed. But congratulations to the teams around the area. I mean, that would be St. Stephen's, East Gaston, Kings Mountain. And I don't know who won the there was another one up in the Morgan area.
You know who won the Lincoln County?
No.
Did Lincoln County have a tournament?
Yeah, Cherville played in that one.
Okay.
I saw it somewhere online. But anyway, a quick question as far as that goes before we get into our first segment, as always, NASCAR. Do you believe that they should even play the Easter tournaments, or should that be let the kids have the week off?
I think you run into situations on that week because some of the kids are playing like trips to the beach, And, and I kind of puts, and I'm going to put it on both ends. It kind of puts everybody in a tough situation because then the coach is, once he's already entered and he's stated, we're going to be in it, all of a sudden some of your top players are at the beach and you're having to sub and put different players in. So you cannot go into a tournament like that and expect to win with partial team, but.
Hey, I don't know. You want to play, you want to keep, but again, everyone else gets the week off. Why don't I? And let's put it from, I would say, someone from my perspective who played all three sports, I never got a week off. All the kids are going to the beach, and I've got to go play baseball. It's not that I didn't like playing baseball, but again, and Legion had always run into this, and a lot of Legion coaches have finally adjusted the last few years, saying first week of school out, we might not play as many games, we might not schedule these, but I don't know about it. So Kings Mountain Crest, this is the third time. Well, they're going to play again next week, maybe in the conference championships. They're going to play 4 times. Yeah. So that's another issue or worry that I have.
I never minded, and when I was helping coach basketball and all, I never wanted to play teams I play in my regular season in a Christmas tournament.
Yeah.
But especially if you've not played them. I'm like, well, I play them now when I've got them 2 more times. Why should I show what I got now? Mm-hmm. I never liked that. And, but we were, when we went to play North Lincoln, and everybody was in it, everybody but East Lincoln. But I never liked that. I never wanted to give what you had away, and that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to go to the tournament and lose. So you're going to play to win.
If there was any mixed feelings about that or not, as far as, like I said, as far as someone who played, it's fun to play that tournament because you do play against teams that you don't normally play against. Like I got to bat against that. Well, we scheduled them for a regular season matchup at home, Devin Lowry and South Point. So we only played them once at Bessemer, and then we played them during the Easter tournament. And so that was fun playing. And he didn't pitch against us at Bessemer. They threw their 2, and we threw our 2. But during the Easter tournament, it was Mason and Lowry. It was 2-1 ball game, and that was a fun ball game. So I would have missed out on that. But again, man, it's hard going every single week, every single day, in every single sport like that. So I don't know. All right, Terry, we're at your favorite track this week, I don't know if is this your favorite or second favorite?
Talladega is my favorite. Daytona would be second.
Okay, so we're at Terry's favorite track this week, and qualifying is this morning, 11 a.m., so you can listen and watch us all morning, take a break, tell your children and your family you love them, then watch qualifying, Terry, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Speaking of qualifying and rigged and fixed races, did you see the Xfinity qualifying, Terry?
No, I did not.
If you had to guess, who do you believe won the poll?
The Xfinity?
Yeah. Do you know what's going on this week? Who the special guest
driver?
Not driver. Special guest crew chief is this week?
No.
Special guest crew chief, Tom, who's I don't know why I meant to say never, hasn't crew chiefed in about 20 years, has come out of retirement. He said he never used the word retirement. He used the word sabbatical. Larry McReynolds, Terry.
Oh, Larry McReynolds. Wow.
Comes out of retirement and lands Jeffrey Earnhardt in the pole position at Talladega in his first crew chief in 20 years in a car he's never done anything to other than hold a microphone next to. But he's not fixed.
Okay.
It's not fixed.
So guys, there are times, now I'm going to be honest,
Terry.
There are times when things happen, and I know Tom and Zach, and maybe you have too, I've sat back and I'm like, this is rigged. That's like when I'm watching stuff on television and everybody goes to commercial at the same time. It's never been like that. And now you cannot flip to another channel unless they're on commercial. And I'm like, man, how can this be happening? There's no way that can happen. But, anyway.
And he's driving the black number 3.
Yes.
There you go. Unreal.
Terry.
I'm not going to say a word.
Tom, see, I bring the conspiracies and I get Terry on them. And
yeah.
This may sound familiar. This is Yahoo Reports. An Earnhardt-powered black number 3 captures the pole at Talladega, driving the Richard Childress Chevrolet in the Xfinity Series. Jeffrey Earnhardt, grandson of Dale, drives his number 3 to front row.
You never hear Jeffrey Earnhardt. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can in Talladega, he'd be about 10th to 15th, but not on the pole and not up at the front. And
He had wrong crew chief.
well, maybe it was. I guess.
That's right. He had a wrong
I
crew
guess.
chief. Does that guy not get fired, Terry, now
Yeah.
this week? I bring in Larry McReynolds, and
All of a sudden, I'm at the front.
at least shouldn't they be hiring McReynolds as a consultant now?
They should. Somebody give him some money.
100%.
Yeah.
The Terry, and by odds, this is Jeffrey's first pole in 135 career
Yeah,
starts.
think of that. Yeah, think of that.
In Xfinity.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Probably
Je-
forever.
Th-
Yeah. I mean, come on, Tom. This is Jeffrey. Don't get me wrong. I know. And I've often wondered how come he did not have elite stuff.
you know where his best finish has been?
Probably, 7th or 8th?
13th
13th.
in Atlanta.
There you go.
It's not fixed though, Terry. It's not.
No,
fixed.
that's what I'm saying.
not
You can
fixed.
sit back and say all you want to, but that's just so funny.
You want to hear a quote from
22
Richard
years
Childress?
away.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right.
Just to see the 3 back on the track and an Earnhardt in it, and it's touching me anyway because I was a big Earnhardt fan. Yeah, because he made every dollar you started. Oh, gosh. Dale's crew chief is back. 22 years, Terry. It's been 22 years
years.
away. McReynolds' 23 NASCAR Cup Series wins to his name, including a 500 victory with Dale Earnhardt.
Now, I'm
in
gonna tell you something.
1998.
If he wins it, oh, man, come on. Now.
You ain't buying that one.
No.
You ain't buying that one. All right.
I mean, he can. I mean, you're at Talladega. Anything can
Yeah.
happen. But if he wins the thing, I don't know.
It says Jeffrey's best in Xfinity is 3rd at Charlotte. What was it? I just read the sentence. It said Atlanta.
Well, they ain't been
He
to
has
Charlotte.
competed
That's
in
probably
4 races so far this year. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay, his best year this year is 13th. His best ever was 3rd in Charlotte in 2019. He's, of course, from Mooresville. But anyway, I want to get some fun Terry comments on that one before we get into the big race in this weekend. The schedule, qualifying 11 a.m. Today, post Cup qualifying, press pass. That's I don't know what that is. Post ARCA race. That's the interviews and stuff. Okay, Xfinity race today at 4:00. AG Pro 300 from Talladega. Like I said, qualifying is 11 a.m. Tomorrow. Race is scheduled 3:00. Geico 500 from Talladega. So without qualifying, it's kind of, you just always say the regular names or whatever, Terry. But any specific favorites or anybody? We've had different winners. Is this one of the ones where they sneak in these guys? Some guy we've never heard of to get him in the playoffs.
It could be. I mean, your opportunity's there this week. If you want to be somebody that nobody's never heard of and you want to put yourself at the front, it can happen.
Does Bubba get his win?
That's
this
what I was
real
getting
win
ready to
this
say.
week?
Think about it. Bubba did. So it can happen.
I hate when we don't have qualifying because I like, because you get to see qualifying shows you where a lot of these crew chiefs and stuff are with this stuff as well. You see a guy that's good at these tracks and he's up front. Well, he's a pretty good bet to pick. Standings wise, Elliott's in first, Blaney, Logano, Byron, Bowman, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, Ross Chastain at 8 in front of Kyle Larson and Chase Briscoe. How much money would you have lost, Terry, if someone bet you that Ross Chastain would be in front of Kyle Larson
Well, my whole deal
headed
was
into Talladega?
last week you asked me and you told me to get one guy, and I took Kyle Busch, and see what happened? I won. All them other people lost. Give me your money.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the dirt race then. In Bristol, where Kyle won a class. For folks that don't really watch dirt racing, that's a classic dirt finish. I don't think Briscoe meant to take him out. The back end hit him, not the side. It's called a side job, right, Terry?
Well, they
Or
saw
slide
Kyle
job.
coming. They knew what was going to
That
happen.
is not what happened. He was like,
He's probably half a lap
I was
behind.
about to say, wasn't he so far?
Because
like,
they wrecked,
Yes,
and,
he got
and
tired.
Tyler Reddick got turned around, and Tyler almost still beat him.
He
to the line.
spun around, changed gears, started the car, took a pee break. I don't know, still almost beat Busch to the line.
That's it. So Kyle had to have been at least a half a lap behind.
But anyway, He said, "Tom, have you seen the video?"
I have not.
I'll get us a YouTube strike here in a second.
It took a while for Kyle to even come around because I'm sitting there like, "Where's he at? Where's he at?" And then all of a sudden he comes around. Especially after they wrecked, because you're like, "Well, he'll pass him in a second here," and heck, no, it took forever.
Yeah, it was. The slide, like I said, the slide up the track. He does. He meant to slide into him, obviously, but he didn't mean to
take him out,
to hit him in the back backwards. That was like when Jimmy spun out during the AS. He definitely did not mean to back into Martin Truex through the AS. But did you see the post race interview? By the way,
no, I did not.
So Briscoe comes up to him after the race. Who is it? Is it Reddick?
Reddick.
Mm-hmm. So Reddick, to his credit, he said he didn't want to. He said, "I know that was coming. It's my fault for allowing him to get there. I'm supposed to be a better driver than that to allow him to get to be able to slide to him." Is what he was saying.
I want to tell you something. Reddick cannot say anything about anybody because I've seen him take Kyle Busch out of races. When Kyle Busch would be near him,
he didn't. So
he'd take him out.
So he said, "No." He said, "I expected it. It's my fault for letting him get there." But he took the high road as far as that goes. Well, Briscoe comes over and apologizes. While he's apologizing, I noticed why Reddick probably took the high road. You know how much bigger Chase Briscoe is than Tyler Reddick? He's a giant compared to that little guy. What's he going to do? Fight him? Slap him in the leg? Like Tom, I mean, it's not even close. I hope they show it on this. But here's the slide in the last lap into one. That's Briscoe in the white, Reddick leading in the black, heading in. So, as you can see for the folks at home, I know you folks on the radio can't see.
They wet it down?
Well, it was rained it down. But for the most part, you wet it and pack it down anyway.
Yeah,
And so Briscoe chasing him at the end. This is the last few laps.
They got to let the back end just slide in those curves.
Right.
Slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ever seen the movie Cars, Tom?
Not lately.
Well, Lightning McQueen, my son, can explain it to you. You got to turn left to go right, Terry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So look real quick, though. Look how far ahead he was at the start finish with the last lap. Like, he's a good 1, 2, 3, 5 car lengths ahead, maybe 6.
Missed the last lap.
Yes. So Reddick also, they catch some lap traffic. I don't know how much this affects them, but it obviously may have a little bit, maybe. So they're going to high into the corners here in the last turn. Well, it said last lap.
No,
I mean,
it's not
final
the last
laps.
lap. Yeah.
Well, we're going to do 9 final laps here. Here we go. Let's just skip up. All right, here's the ending slide job to get there. So Reddick, right on his tail, got a little lap traffic here. Got 1 lap to go. There was the white flag. So he's only two behind him. So that was 2 laps ago. And you see Briscoe sliding hard into the corners. Short track racing in the dirt. Dive bombs to the bottom. Now here's the slide. So here's where it got wrong, Tom. The back end comes out.
Yeah, well, it comes out every time they go around.
And watch him hit. And then once he does that, he loses his rear grip. And instead of staying down on the bottom of the track, he backs up to Reddick, basically. Boop. And now they wreck. And he almost saved it. That's not Kyle Busch.
No.
That's not Kyle Busch.
Here he comes.
There goes Kyle Busch.
We beat him.
Hey,
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, it has to happen.
The thought was he knew Kyle was coming.
That's what Terry's position was. They knew Kyle was coming, but yeah. So Reddick, got
half a lap back.
So you're saying that the 8
boom right there. That's when they lost it.
The 8 driver wants to fight the 14.
No,
driver
nobody wanted to fight anybody.
Okay.
The 8 driver said it was my fault for letting him catch him. He said he should have pushed harder. In the lap traffic, guys. So he thought Chase would have had a harder time in lap traffic than. So he knew he was going to slide, and usually the job is to get near each other and bump side to side.
Almost saved it.
Yeah, and Briscoe almost saved his. I think that was part of the reason Reddick wasn't so mad is that Briscoe actually didn't beat him. He still finished ahead of him, but still.
Look,
He got him.
He got second. Did he get second?
Yeah, Briscoe
got
got second. What is?
Oh, I say, yeah, he just kind of limped across.
That's it right there.
Take what you can get.
That's Lightning McQueen.
It does.
Again.
Another victory added to his total, Tom. Way over 200.
60, Terry.
Way over 200 total.
60's a lot of NASCAR races.
Yes.
Greatest driver of all time.
Oh, God. Here we go. We'll be back in a minute. All right. Any y'all got a pick real quick before we move on?
At Talladega?
Yep.
I'm going with Larson.
I'm going Eric Jones.
Terry, quit picking my. I won't
Let's
even.
go with-
I'm going to keep picking him at every.
Let's go with William Byron.
I was gonna pick Jones at every restrictor plate race I could
Probably gonna
until
be
he does win.
probably
I
gonna
want
be
to see the
Logano.
43 do.
I'm going to go William Byron.
William Byron for Zachary. Somebody's gonna survive. Something stupid. Christopher Bell with the win.
Possibility.
Christopher Bell
Just
with the win is what I'm going to win. Okay, how many people's Keselowski going to wreck this week, Terry? How many wrecks will he cause?
Him and Reddick will wreck everybody. If they're out there, don't be near them. That's all I got to
Keselowski's
say.
going to wreck somebody. All right, JP, you ready in there? All right. We'll be back in a few minutes. We got NBA playoffs and NFL draft day here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heating and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at shelbyheating.com, see their page at whatsupshopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby.
2 big days, April 23rd and 24th. It's the 25th Foothills Merry-Go-Round Festival at the Shelby City Park. All kinds of rides, a circus train, the Barrel of Fun, the Super Slide, the Paris Ferris Wheel, bouncy houses, bumper cars, and more, including Captain Jim is Magic, the Circus Stella, and fireworks Saturday night. For complete information, go to cityofshelby.com/parks or call 704-484-6821. April 23rd and 24th, the 25th Annual Foothills Merry-Go-Round Festival at the Shelby City Park. Don't miss it. Palmer Crichton of North Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Palmer is a junior at North Lincoln High School and is the son of Nate and Dana Crichton. Palmer plays basketball and tennis and has a weighted 4.4 grade point average. His advanced courses include U.S. history and language. Palmer's a member of the Holy Spirit Catholic Church. His community activities include Love Denver, a Denver Nugget Camp counselor, a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and is a soup kitchen volunteer. After graduation, Palmer plans to attend a 4-year university medical school. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What'sUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements of school and community citizenship.
James River delivers free fuel with the purchase of any 1 through 4 Series John Deere tractor and 2 implements. Keep your property maintained with a grapple or front-end loader, or tackle mowing with an AutoConnect mower deck or rotary cutter, all with $250 in free fuel from James River Equipment. For details, visit jamesriverequipment.com/free fuel. James River delivers. Ends 5/31/2022. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell are in search of a barbecue eater. That's right, they need barbecue eaters. And if you love barbecue, you'll love Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell. Plus, they have chicken, steaks, ribs, all kinds of sides and salads too. Ask about their office party packs. And they have employment opportunities, including management positions. That's Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, 305 South Main Street in Lowell, where it's easy in and easy out. See them today, Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks.
It's time to head to the mountains. Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, that is. Come play today. Play and ride 18 holes Monday through Friday for $30, after 1 p.m. for just $27. And on weekends and holidays, you can play and ride 18 for $40, and after 1 p.m., $35. Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride 18 for $20, and seniors 55 and up play and ride Monday through Friday for only $27. The Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, 255 Lincoln Academy Road between Gastonia and Kings Mountain. For tee times, call 704-739-7681.
Pepsi Beverage Company is currently hiring delivery drivers for the Cherryville location. Candidates must be 21 years or older and must have a Class A CDL. Every full-time position offers benefits. Starting rate is $22 an hour. That's right, $22 an hour. You can apply online at www.pepsicojobs.com. PepsiCo is an equal opportunity employer. Female, minority, disability, protected veteran, sexual orientation, gender identity. Pepsi Beverage Company, 152 Commerce Drive, Cherryville. Call for more info at 704-736-2640.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. He's got an old-timey racing picture up. For some reason, they're going to talk about that. I don't know what that's about, but...
Yes, JP, we're going to talk about that dirt old picture. And that is a beautiful picture, by the way. The old-timey cars, that was the days, Tom, where you brought what you drove to the track and you pulled up to the start-finish line if you had a helmet.
Terry's first race he attended in person.
I think Terry's in that car.
I'm winning. I'm winning, Tom. I'm out in front.
He's in the pole.
Want to remind our listeners that Saturday Morning Sports Talk is brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Once again, that's Shelby Heating and Air. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com for your heating and air needs.
For the folks watching at home, this is a picture of the last, or one of, I think it was the last dirt race at North Wilkesboro. Before they
paved it,
they made it a professional paved track up there. But and the reason I meant to mention this in the first block because this week, and this is a story we'll go to from the Charlotte Democrat, auto racing returning to long shuttered North Wilkesboro Speedway in the summer of 2022. There's an overview pic of what the track actually looks like. To like downhill, Terry, it's not a flat track. It's at an angle.
Yeah,
so for the folks looking at this is actually a good angle of it. This is the bottom of the hill, Tom. It's angled. So the track isn't flat, and it's weird. It's weird to describe. You're on the side of a hill basically, and so you're going downhill then back uphill, and downhill then back uphill. Around the track. I've been by it plenty of times. I've never been in. I've seen plenty of photos and video from the track, and a lot of people talking about, good to have them back. It looks like the state and NASCAR and the folks are getting together to do something. Let's go over the exact details real quick. Racing will return this summer. This summer, SMI announced plans to bring grassroots racing to the 0.625-mile track. Multi-week grassroots racing event featuring multiple series. The event will run in August on the asphalt currently at the track, followed by racing on dirt in October, and they will repave the track for 2023 events. The events, called Racetrack Revival, will be produced by XR Events. Will include super late models, pro late models, street stocks, open wheel modifieds, limited late models, late model stocks, and Hornets on the pavement. Track activity will be a month long and almost every day of the week, folks. Every day of the week at North Wilkesboro, which will be allow professional drivers from NASCAR series to come up and race and jump in the other cars. So that's the purpose of that. So they'll have maybe some promotion on that, Tom. You'll get to see, Terry, you might get to see a pole winner like Jeffrey Earnhardt race in North Wilkesboro.
That's it.
This is going to be a racetrack.
Didn't Dale have a lot to do with this also to get it reopened?
Yes, part of that. This was during the pandemic. Junior and them scanned it, and they spent a lot of money trying to get it going. Basically, so they had to clean. They spent a lot of money just to clean it up, and they scanned it for the iRace and stuff. So it says Dale Jr. hosted Smith on his podcast last year when he teased future projects, saying, "We haven't forgot about North Wilkesboro," and he thanked Junior in his comment Saturday for serving as a catalyst for the projects. He was definitely involved in the getting it pushed going and everything. Says the track largely fallen in disrepair since the regularly hosted NASCAR series into the mid '90s. Like I said, I got to App in 2001, and they had just quit racing there. The last Wilkesboro race was a Pro Cup Series event in 2010. That's North Wilkesboro, not NASCAR race. The virtual iRacing series for 2020. Obviously went race there as well. It seats around 30,000 people. So already a good little start just to get people in the seats. And it's not hard to get to, Terry. It's right there off the road.
It is. It is. It's pretty simple.
It's you just go to North Wilkesboro, folks. You can find the track. All right, I wanted to get into that real quick before we head over into Major League Baseball here this morning. And one thing that I wanted to ask you guys, I had specifically on my mind, and I need to bring up the interweb here, is if I would have told you guys, let's say last year, yeah, just as late as last year. You know, I'm so old, I remember last year. You guys remember last year?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. If I would have told you guys last year that after 2 weeks into the season, the Toronto Blue Jays, the LA Angels, and the Cleveland Guardians were all in first place in the American League, what would you have guys said to me?
I would have said not surprising. It's early in the season.
Guardians, Tom.
They got swept at home
No, Tom. 2 years ago, or a year ago, if I would have said the Blue Jays, Guardians, and Angels are in first place.
I guess we would have said, who were the Guardians?
What are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. Why would the Blue Jays be in first? Who the hell are the Guardians? And how in the world did LA end up in first place right now?
Well, LA's they spent money on Ohtani and your favorite player.
They got rid of, they got rid of their disaster Pujols.
The disaster, yeah, they're in first place. But there's your American League standings. The Blue Jays in first in the East. I like it. I love the Blue Jays uniforms. Always have. I like the Blue Jays and Baltimore's uniforms, and I never get to see either one of them in the playoffs. I have to always watch these Dodos, Yankees, Red Sox, and the Rays since they changed from Devil Rays, took all the fun colors out of theirs.
Look how many teams are about 500 though.
Yeah,
there's like
everybody.
Yep.
Except the Blue Jays, who have almost won on a 2-to-1 ratio. Guardians in first, only team in the Central with a winning record. Terry,
we're only game and a half back.
You're only game and a half back.
That's right.
Well, if you wouldn't have blew all those games with the Guardians, where'd y'all beat the Guardians?
Split.
Well, we split with them.
Could be like the lowly Reds and be 0-10 in your last 10 games.
Yeah, Terry, if you wouldn't have split with the Guardians, you'd be in first
Are the Reds
place.
really 0-10?
They're 2-12 overall, but 0-10 in their last 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they were supposed to be pretty good this year.
Angels, Mariners tied for first out west. A's a half a game back. Your cheating Stros, Tom, are in fourth right now.
The amazing Mets,
The
11-4.
only team with a winning record in the National League East is the New York Mets. Sorry, Braves fans, still 7-8. In fact, Terry, did you guys hear what happened to you guys this week, Terry? I mean, Zach. I was listening live when it happened. Freddie Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
First at bat.
He mashed one.
Against the Braves. Goes deep.
I mean, it's kind of like that's like Jeff Earnhardt winning the. Ain't that like Jeff Earnhardt winning the poll at Larry McLennan?
It might
be fixed.
But yeah, Freeman went
Just
deep.
toss him an ephus and let him blast it out of the park.
And that right there, I think that cements that Freeman doesn't get anything. His number retired in Atlanta now. You done. These boys giving up on all their retirement ceremonies. Nobody's gonna love them.
I don't. With the way people jump around now, and the I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of those in the future.
Might as well quit retiring numbers.
It's just not.
Between now and the next 20 years, there may be 10 total numbers, and all the sports retired. Does Brady? They haven't retired.
I guess
12 yet, have they?
I guess the only ones that'll be keep retiring jerseys will be the Yankees because they wind up getting all the players.
They're going to run out 1 through 9. In the Central, Cardinals in first, Brewers in second, Pittsburgh at 500. I like to see Pittsburgh in there. And then, like Zach said, the Reds, 10 straight losses.
Hey, let's just drop 10 at the first of the season.
Dodgers, Rockies, Giants, and Padres all have 8 to 10 wins. It's in poor Arizona there at 5 and 9. All right, any early season comments on the baseball season, fellas?
How much early season comments?
Besides Tom, everybody's 500.
Leading baseball and hitting. Cardinals back at third baseman.
It's too hard to.
Ramirez leading the American League in RBI, and I believe he's up there in home runs too. I'm trying to see where
Juan's second in batting in the American League.
Well, it's 5 home runs leading the way right now.
6,
Guerrero.
C.J. Cron from Colorado.
From Colorado.
I want to say
Perez, Arenado, Albies, Vladimir all have 5 home runs.
Where's the batting average?
I just went by it up there. Top left.
Yeah, Ramirez batting 3. Well, he was over 400. I guess he had a bad night last night.
Yep. Arenado and Nathaniel Love still batting 400 in baseball after 2 weeks. RBIs, Ramirez leads baseball. Hits, Wander Franco. And stolen bases, Mateo and Robert have 5 after a couple weeks. That's nice. Good to see. Good to see. All right. Folks, we'll tell you where the Braves, who they play this week, as you can listen on KTC Broadcasting. Atlanta last night won 3-0 over the Miami Marlins. They'll play the Marlins today, 7:20. Then tomorrow at 1:35, and then they start a series with the Cubbies on Tuesday, so they have Monday off. And then Friday they go to Texas, and then a big matchup with the Mets next Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Wednesday, a 4-game in New York, Braves and Mets for first place. So that's your schedule coming up for the Braves, folks.
All them games, man. Man, they play a lot of games.
Well, they was talking about like the Braves only had like 1 day off in the first,
and we didn't play at home. And we didn't play at home, really. And then we've given up 68 runs. I mean, our pitching sucked this year. I mean,
it's only 15 games.
It's early, man. It's early. Y'all go on that win streak. They're gonna let y'all hang around, and then you'll take over like you did last year.
Well, you're listening to Shelby Heating and Air. Saturday Shock Jock Sports Talk. JP, how's the extra work coming in there? Teresa's got him in there working hard, y'all.
It's coming.
Feeling good? No paper cuts?
Not yet.
No paper
I don't think I'll get one. It's too hard.
Too hard to get a paper cut?
No, the card stock's really hard.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. I didn't think we'd get in.
Just reminding folks that you can call Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com, for your heating and air needs.
All right, JP, let's take a break. And when we come back, we will talk NFL draft. Dun, 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 dun. KTC Broadcast.
Yes, it's tax time, and maybe you need some relief. And Shelby Heating and Air has a great spring tax relief tune-up special for just $69. Make sure your air condition is ready for the summer heat with a $69 tune-up. They'll do a complete system checkup and change your filters too. You can even book online or call 704-487-7877. Ask for the $69 spring tax relief special. Shelby Heating and Air, 1990 Eves Road in Shelby. Online at shelbyheating.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Don't let bad plumbing drive you plumb crazy. Call the plumbing experts. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Sure, they can clean your drain or even do a camera inspection for sewer line and replacement. But did you know they have water treatment systems and water heaters? From residential to commercial, they do it all. Give them a call at 828-245-7302, 828-245-7302. And they also have employment opportunities. Call Olmsted Plumbing at 828-245-7302 and like them on Facebook too.
Check out the new arrivals this week at Eric Johnson's Auto Sales in Cherryville. Cruise around town this summer in a 2013 Chrysler 200 Touring Convertible priced at only $8,900. Or how about a 2017 Chevrolet Trax LT with only 78,000 miles priced at $16,900. And a 2017 Dodge Journey Crossroads with only 76,000 miles priced at $17,900. At Eric Johnson Auto Sales, 3629 Tryon Courthouse Road, right outside of Cherryville. Online at ericjohnsonautosales.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
What are you looking forward to most in life? In the book of Acts, in the first chapter, verse 9 says these words, "After saying this, he was taken up into a cloud while they were watching, and they could no longer see him. 2 white-robed men suddenly stood among them. 'Men of Galilee,' they said, 'why are you standing here staring into heaven? Jesus has been taken from you into heaven, but someday he will return from heaven in the same way you saw him go.'" Something to look forward to is the return of Jesus. This is Vince Hefner, pastor of the First Baptist Church of Cherryville, saying, don't give in to sin. Think about it.
Tune in for Down Home with Milton Baker, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. They're going to NFL now.
That's right. And remember, Saturday Morning Sports Talk brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, Shelby Heating and Air. No, excuse me, ShelbyHeating.com, sorry. And once again, that's Shelby Heating and Air for your heating and air needs.
Welcome back, everybody. And Zach just made me fall out of my chair just now, basically. I don't know where this came from. We're 3 days before the draft. I don't know if anyone's ever seen North Carolina play football before, but
about Howell being the first quarterback taken.
New report. Zach made me click on this, and I laughed so hard. They do realize he got beat by Appalachian at home, right? Did that go in his resume?
He might just need it.
Did they just forget that?
I thought football was a team sport.
Yes. And he got beat by Appalachian
sport,
State
and when he
home
got new receivers
by
out
Mac
there,
Brown.
he could not hit his new receivers at the start of the season like he could his old ones.
Uh-huh.
And, and that's what you're going to end up with in the NFL. Now, for him to go from nobody all of a sudden to number one, I have a problem.
He's a dual threat.
Oh, okay, great. Now, he can run. I will give him a little bit of credit. He can run, but now, how long does that last in the NFL? Not long.
That's
Not
great.
He's a dual threat. Dual threat quarterback.
Geez. Let's see. I'm gonna read this cat. He don't even say anything about the Saints pull off a shocker and take Sam Howell in Tom Fornelli's final 2022.
Look at him right there. He is running. Look at him. He just showed it right there. The highlight. Dual threat.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dual threat.
Yeah. That fat face is a dual running threat in the NFL, I'm sure.
He can run.
I'm sure, Tom, he's going to be out running those boys
He can run.
He can, but last time he played State, they got beat. That's all that matters to me.
Well, just because he has a sorry record against sorry competition.
Every single thing they're saying about Sam Howell is the exact same stuff they said about Mitchell Trubisky. And I told people then, the dude lost to Duke in football.
Trubisky's going to start for the Steelers,
right.
man.
And here's the funny joke I used to say about Trubisky. You're picking a guy that lost to Duke, and you think he's going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers? And now he's on the Steelers. Good luck with them, Tom. They ain't winning that.
Steelers,
they're not winning that.
The Steelers are going to get Baker.
They might.
Browns are going to have to cut him because as much as I like a lot of the things their GM has done, I think he's done a lot of good things. I don't want to trash talk him too bad, but how could you make a deal for Deshaun Watson and Baker's not part of that deal? I mean, agree. It's just now you're on the hook for almost $19 million. So everybody else in the NFL is like, okay, you don't want to pay him $19 million, even though Cleveland is still $20 million under the cap. I think what you got in Baker Mayfield is you have your Jadeveon Clowney money. All right, that's our money we want to give to Jadeveon Clowney, so we need to get you off the roster. So what's going to happen is they're going to cut him, but see, if they cut him, they have to eat part of that salary. They don't want to do that. And so the only, and I saw a spoof. I got fooled. I saw that the Panthers traded for Garoppolo and Deebo Samuel. There was a deal that Deebo Samuel and Garoppolo were coming to Carolina. And I was like, well, there goes the Mayfield trade to Carolina. but then it was a spoof. It was just like a proposal, like this could happen. So Carolina is still an option. And Zach, get on the phone. I'll take him. Tell Tepper, give us your number one.
No,
we'll give you Baker. That's a good deal. This guy was number 1 overall. We're only asking for the 6 overall for him, man.
Right.
This is a deal.
Spots.
I think Carolina will lose again.
You know what they're going to, just give us a 7th round pick. Just please. Just take us out.
100% honestly, as far as they're concerned, the Panthers. We talked about this money-wise. Sam Darnold and the picks with what they did, they should go with him this year. But the Panthers don't only have a second round pick. They couldn't even offer that.
No, they don't have
so
one. I don't think they got a third either.
It would have to be the first. And the Browns would probably have to give them back a second or third, probably.
The Browns don't have any seconds. No, wait a minute.
Yeah, they got seconds. They don't have first.
They don't have first. That's right.
So it would have to be our second, basically, if we wanted that first and Baker, if that's how that would work out for them.
That's not going to work. They're not going to get
They've lost their trade value on Baker. That's what's happened.
Which is fine. Which they don't care because you got Deshaun Watson.
Right.
So,
they can't get nothing back for him. They're on the hook for his money.
Well, here's the other scenario. Deshaun Watson gets suspended for at least half the year. Are you gonna start Jacoby Brissett? Your state man. You gonna let him start?
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
When you don't spend all this money on it, you spent your money on Myles Garrett a couple of years ago. You spent your money on Ward. You spent your money on Batonia. You already spent all this money, Chubb, to try to win this thing, and then you're gonna say, okay, Jacoby Brissett, get us to the Super Bowl.
What did they trade for Cooper? A 5th rounder?
Yeah, they just took on a salary.
So basically, whatever you get for Baker, let's say you get a 5th rounder, you basically then traded Baker for Amari Cooper,
right?
Because that 5th rounder is nothing. That dude ain't making the team.
Yeah, he might. Demetric Felton was a 5th round pick. He's doing pretty good.
It's high and far away, these 5th and 7th. And I don't even say, when they said a 5th round pick, I'm like, you basically the Cowboys just gave Amari Cooper to the Browns.
It was a salary.
It's a game. It's a game. Take the guys. It's like when Cleveland traded for Brock Osweiler that one year. They just basically take him. And part of that trade, though, was that 2nd round pick. And that 2nd round pick turned into Nick Chubb. So, I mean, in those deals, you're like, okay, we got room. We'll take on this doofus you overpaid. But give us picks, give us a 1 or a 2. And see, Cleveland's not even in that situation anymore. I mean, they just basically need somebody, please take this guy's salary. And everybody else, the NFL sitting back saying, so another scenario is, okay, Watson's going to get suspended. It's a question of how long is he going to get suspended? So if he's suspended for 8 games, could you see a scenario where Baker gets one more chance to up his trade value?
I don't think Baker would come.
So Charles,
okay.
I don't think he would. Just the way he is.
Yeah. But
Charles Woodson said he should show to like they're having workouts right now, but they're not mandatory.
Yeah, and he's not showing.
And he said Baker should show up and just come in the building and just start working and talking to people and put pressure on them. And
if he would, he would see. He wants to hurt the Browns because they disrespected him, and I understand that. But he's not making a very good business decision.
No, he's not.
So, I mean, that's the thing. You want to, okay, the way you get back at the Browns is you go somewhere and you prove them wrong. But right now, he's basically proving Colin Cowherd right, who basically said, in so many words, this guy's a pretty good quarterback, but he's a turd. And I think that's what a lot is his talent-wise, absolutely he can play in this league.
Well,
but
one thing, as far as that goes on, one thing I always say is talk about quarterbacks is leader of men. And that's the thing when I'm talking about why I make fun of Trevor Lawrence and his blonde flowing hairs, that when you walk in that huddle, there's every one of those men as a quarterback are bigger than you. Okay? Every one of those
pretty big.
Every one of those men in that huddle, they're bigger than you and they think they can whip you, and all they want you to do, I'm telling you, don't throw a pick. Don't throw a pick. That's the only thing they want you to do is don't throw a pick, run the offense, and don't throw a pick.
I don't even think it's that. I mean, you got to take some chances. But
well, I'm just saying in general.
Don't do anything stupid.
That makes linemen better than anything is throwing picks.
Because now they got to make a tackle.
They're because Tom, this is the way they see it. They're in the trenches fighting. Okay, I'm back there throwing it to the other team, not getting hit. Why would I get beat up? This is the same thing as far as running the floor with a point guard that shoots it every time. Why would I get beat up for somebody that's not going to – why am I going to fight Aaron Donald right here get karate chopped in the neck if you're going to throw it to the safety in 3 steps.
Yeah. Well,
So there's a lot of, trust me, there's just a lot of, I don't know how to put it. A lot of ways that they look at the quarterbacks this way, and as far as being a leader, man, you gotta have a guy in the huddle. And I'm looking at teams. The biggest destination everybody's saying money wise for is the best is Seattle. Other spots possibly, you said Carolina, obviously. Pittsburgh, maybe. I think once they figure out
Atlanta,
him and Trubisky may be close to the same quarterback, just different attitudes. Zach, you're right. Atlanta, I don't know why they might not kick the tires on him. I don't see why they wouldn't. But anyway, again, like if I'm Jacksonville, I would. Houston, I don't know why they didn't at all. Who's they starting? Davis Mills? Like, what's their strategy?
I just think everybody's looking at.
Are they tanking again?
What's the Texans doing, Terry? I mean,
the only thing I'm saying now, I mean, Mayfield's put his name in dirt, and nobody wants to deal with that. Also, I mean, how many people want that guy to come to your team and drag your whole team down?
If I'm Tampa Bay, I would, if he would come and set a year.
Well, that's been one of the options is that if he's going to be a backup, is go to Tampa, and Tom Brady's not going to be there that long, 1 or 2 at the most if he is. But again, my biggest thing with these guys, and I wish you got and Tom, this is where the Browns are with this. As a Browns fan, how many years between playoff wins?
30.
and Baker gets a playoff win, and then now all of a sudden the fans aren't happy that he's not Patrick Mahomes. So you had nothing for 30 years, you get something, and then you're spoiled, and then you want your basically your ribeye to be a filet. Well, you should be happy that you have a ribeye right now. And then and we do this all the time. So if Darnold and these guys that go 1-2 years, well, how's Darnold? 24? Mm-hmm. He's 24 years old. Yeah. My God, he
got 16 years left in the
when
league.
When did Rich Gannon get good? Was he 30 in his 30s?
He was around 30.
So again, I think they have to give up on him. That's why if I'm a team. And the only reason I'm not saying just Baker in general, take the name Baker Mayfield out of your head. If I'm Atlanta, any of these kids, I want the 2 young quarterbacks go play hard. Let's fight it out. I've got $40 million. We got plenty of cap space. Put these young contracts under, make them play it out and figure it out before we played him 5 games. Our team was bad anyway. He's out the door. Played him 5 games. He's out the door. We got bust after bust after bust.
I've said this before, and I'm a Carolina fan. I would give up a pick for Baker. I wouldn't give up the pick that Tom wants.
Come on.
But I would give up a pick for Baker.
Come on, man.
And who wouldn't want to? I think Baker was 1 in that draft, and then I just lost the guy's name for the Panthers now. He was 3rd. Darnold, thank you. Sorry.
Why does Carolina want that to happen? Why would Carolina want that to happen?
Well, you got two top players on your team. Somebody's going to have to win the starting out. I would take it.
You're not committed past this year,
Terry. I would rather have that than
Baker's
Darnold.
Got 1 year left. Sam Darnold's got 1 year left. What's your other option, Terry? Right now, what's your other option?
You probably, I guess, your options would be if neither one of these will work, I'm getting somebody next year.
He's got to pull in Cam again.
You're stuck in that Cleveland mode of getting a different quarterback every few years.
Well, they're not going to get one different every. What they paid Watson, they're not going to be getting one. Yeah, Watson's not in prison.
At some point. Well, Terry, you're right. I mean, Cowboys got lucky. You got a 4th round pick. Is your quarterback?
He's pretty good.
I know. Well, that's what I said. You'd be in the same spot. You just the talent evaluators at NFL quarterback are
horrible.
Awful.
Quincy Carter is
the one thing that
Quincy
NFL
Carter
people can't do is evaluate quarterbacks.
And it's hard to get quarterbacks who are going to stick. And if you go name your top tier quarterbacks, hardly any quarterback that went from one team to another team has become elite. You was drafted by that team to become your starter, and that's how it works. To me, Cleveland's tried it a million times. Now with Carolina, we're looking at them trying it a million times. When you go trying to get quarterbacks from somebody else who have already been tested by other teams and they're not elite, they're not coming to your team to be an elite quarterback. The one that's going to take you to a Super Bowl. To me, and because Dak Prescott was drafted by Dallas. Every quarterback who's ever went to a Super Bowl from Dallas were drafted by Dallas. It wasn't picking somebody from somebody else.
Well, that's been 40 years, so.
Well,
yeah, but Terry, don't act like that doesn't work. Look what the Rams just did, Terry. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. Why
well,
would
I know
you make
what you're saying
point?
there, but that to me, there
Brady
was
just
another
won.
thing.
Peyton Manning
There was another thing that was daggum almost set up.
That
Stafford
was
winning
daggum almost set up. What does daggum almost set up even mean? What does that mean? What are you talking about? They made a trade. They got the quarterback. They won the Super Bowl. That was almost daggum set up.
So
it was.
Let me give you the
correct. But what do you mean? No. Let him answer the question. What do you mean by that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we talk about Jeffrey Earnhardt being on a pole down here, and this right here was
so you're
almost
saying,
set up.
So you're saying that the NFL set the Rams up to win because they traded for Matt Stafford?
Well, they went for Matt Stafford, then all of a sudden you end up with Von Miller, and then all of a sudden you end up with Beckham, and I mean, it's almost like scenario played out. I got everybody I needed, and this is what led to this. It's like Brady going to Tampa. Who did Brady go? No, he didn't. Tampa didn't do what they wanted to do. They did what Brady told them to do.
How was it?
Go get him, and they were all former players.
So
an unhappy Von Miller goes there, an unhappy Beckham goes there.
They are good players.
They're writing checks. I don't understand this. Almost dog. What does that even mean? Never mind. He's not going to answer the question.
Right. Don't worry about it. We're good.
All right.
So,
I just blown away. Go ahead. Whatever.
It's okay.
Tom, just on account of you're not in my world, don't mean I'm not right.
Your world is a scary place, Terry. I don't think I want to go there.
Well,
I mean,
so Terry's point is that none of these quarterbacks are the answer, which may be true. But for this year, what's their best option? Matt Rule can't be like, you know what? I hope the Panthers are good in 3 or 4 years. He's got to be like,
we not
I got to
forget
win right now, or I'm getting fired.
Darnold was 3-0. Has everybody forgot that?
No, I don't. I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I didn't say
Everybody's
get rid of
forgot
Darnold. I said take them.
Yeah,
both.
have both of them on the team and let them.
they weren't playing anybody when they were 3-0.
The Browns have Jacoby.
But they were 3-0.
Is Jacoby Brissett, for the most part, not as good in the ballpark right now, maybe, as Mayfield and Darnold?
No, he's not as good as them. He's not as good as Mayfield.
Maybe
not in the running and passing.
He's probably the best
pocket quarterback. He's better than Mayfield.
I would say that he is more likable than Baker.
I think he's one of the better.
So the point of the matter is,
he is
that
Ben Roethlisberger.
Do the Browns have a good?
He's a
backup
Ben
quarterback?
Roethlisberger bringing down. You're not just going to bring him down with a tackle.
Do the Browns have a good backup quarterback, Tom?
Yes, very.
Brissett's a good back.
Right. Did they have one last year?
Keenum was decent.
So why is it crazy to think that a team with a young quarterback like Darnold or Trevor Lawrence should also have a good?
He's got this.
backup
He's got
quarterback?
this.
They want to have rookie quarterback. Let's. He's our star, and then everyone else, you can't compete at all with.
He's got this thesis. His thesis is it's better to have two $20 million guys than one $40 million.
No.
If you can't get the $40 million
right,
guy,
if you can't get the 40, you've got to have the two at 20.
No, because if you have a guy at 20, then you go spend $20 million on offensive linemen.
But here's why
that's
not.
what you do.
And you're not
here's
going to
why
win
not.
that way anyway, because you're going to have two $20 million quarterbacks, and you're never going to be able to decide who's the starter.
If a guy's making $20 million, he has to play.
And no team that plays two quarterbacks ever wins.
You can't have.
Didn't say any of that. You're having a healthy competition. Is all you're doing.
Yeah, but the healthy competition is one by one, and you're still paying the other guy.
Again, hold on. Y'all don't see the end game.
I do.
No, hold on. You're talking about paying an offensive lineman, right? Okay.
Which is critical.
Again, let me finish. If you use that $20 million on an offensive lineman, right? So then you have a mediocre quarterback, and you spent $20 million on an offensive lineman. Well, then you have to go find a new quarterback anyway the next year. So that $20 you just spent on that lineman, you can't now spend on a maybe $40 million quarterback, or spend it on something else with a younger quarterback.
Yeah,
but wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Again, hold on. That deal that you signed with a lineman, what are the average deals in the NFL? 3 years? So if you don't hit on that lineman and on the Sam Darnold that you already have, it's a waste of $40 million anyway. What I'm saying is take the risk on two young, under 25 quarterbacks that one may bust out, one may not. But they've got 1 year deals. And after a year, if they sucked, you're wiped out on your salary cap. This is like the Hornets trading for Russell Westbrook. Is you take the chances on that, then wipe all your money out, get you a high draft pick, and you move on. The spending on the lineman is good if you got a good team. But if you got a mediocre quarterback and you run hey, let's spend $50-70 million on this offensive tackle, it ain't going to matter.
If I don't spend the $20 million on my offensive lineman, I ain't going to have a quarterback no matter whether I had one or two. It ain't going to make no difference because he's not going to be protected.
Right.
That's the bottom line. And plus, I've got an interior lineman who's going to be with me 5, 7, 8 years instead of having a quarterback.
Does the Panthers go to win the Super Bowl next year?
Not what I know. Everybody
Is it
knows
the next
that.
year after that?
It all depends on what they do.
Zach, realistically, are the Panthers the Super Bowl contenders in the next 2 years?
Their defense was decent.
I think
and you're going to win.
You're
going to win from their defense.
You're making the argument that as long as the Panthers pay an offensive lineman $20 million and keep Sam Darnold, they're going to the Super Bowl.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I'm saying your defense is getting better, and you got to protect your quarterback.
The next 3 years, no matter what they do at quarterback, unless it's a stud. So you might as well take the chances that Baker might be good or Sam might be good.
So basically, what you're doing is saying, I'm going to go this 1 year. We're just going to be if and Annie because we're not going to make the playoffs.
It's called realistic expectations, is what I'm saying. Is realistic expectations.
So all the fans should say I'm going to have a losing season.
I hate it for you, yes.
And I got two $20 million quarterbacks.
Right. Because a starter costs 40. Do you not understand that? A starter costs 40. A stud costs 40. $20 million is out. You got two backups. You can't say, I've got a $20 million quarterback. That's what backups cost now. They're 10. Case Keenum was what, 10? 11?
They're not all that expensive.
If you want a good one.
Andy Dalton would.
I ain't spending $10 million.
Cam Newton was 8. Andy Dalton was 5.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Terry.
And he was a backup.
You still got.
And I thought that's where Dallas we needed him to stay.
Cam's not on the team.
Again, Terry, what is y'all's argument that
he's sitting on?
Should they draft a quarterback? Or what should the Panthers do, Terry? What should the Panthers do at quarterback? Keep Sam Darnold, draft a quarterback, or add another quarterback, a veteran.
You put everything you had to go get Sam Darnold last year.
Right.
He started the year 3-0, and then all of a sudden things fell apart. He ended up getting hurt. Period. You got to give the guy a chance. You're not even giving him a chance. We're already looking to ditch him and get somebody else.
All right, then what about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
They got to stick with Lawrence. They must.
They don't. Is it just? But why is it a terrible thing to have a good backup?
It's nothing to have a good backup. It depends on how much you're going to spend, like Dallas did. Okay, $5 million.
C.J. Beathard is their backup.
Jameis Winston went to New Orleans for $1 million, and now he's got his payback for doing that. He's going to get 14. So I mean, it all adds up. But I mean, you got to have a decent one, but it don't have to be elite.
But y'all, do y'all believe that every team believes they're going to play for the Super Bowl?
You have to.
You have to. You have to.
Are y'all serious? Come on.
Carolina started 3-0. Everybody down there in Carolina thought this is the year. I don't care who they were.
You begin every year. What is the goal of any team? If you walk into any NFL locker room on week one, what is the goal?
Teams.
What is the goal? To go 500? No, that's not what they say. They say, what's the goal?
All right, y'all are 100% right. You're 100% right. But I'm going to tell you what. Every day when Carol Mitchum gets up at Mitchum's Kitchen, his goal can be the greatest in the world. He ain't beating McDonald's. He ain't beating Burger. He ain't making more.
I don't know.
No, not taste, Tom. Money. This is business. Business. He's not out. He's not making more than them. So I don't know.
I know that you're exhausted yourself on this thesis, but
y'all think the Jacksonville Jaguars think they're going to the Super Bowl next year?
They think
coach.
they're, yes.
Their quarterback completes 50% of his passes, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
You didn't say what Kevin Hastings thought. You said, what do they think?
There you go.
What do they
think? You think Trevor Lawrence thinks he's going to the Super Bowl?
Sure.
That's just our opinion. And you
why,
gave your opinion.
Why would somebody like Trevor Lawrence think? Why would anybody with the amount of success he's had think, oh, I'm going to get up and let's go 500 this year? Do you think that's what Trevor Lawrence really thinks?
He's not used to losing anyway.
No.
He's probably figuring out what he wants to put in his hair.
Why do y'all give the boy so much a hard time for his hair?
All right, so
I just have never seen.
Y'all are right.
I've never seen anything like it.
You're right about the fans, Tom, because I made this point earlier. Is that as a Browns fan, you should be 100% happy with Baker Mayfield and what he's done for the team and the organization for 4 years, and they're not. That's where we didn't win the Super Bowl. We didn't make the Super Bowl. You didn't win a playoff game for 30 years. Be happy. The expectations is way higher. Where they ever should be.
I agree.
Than everybody. Every team.
Agree.
I'm going to go through. Hold on, real quick.
Detroit never makes a pick unless they thinking I'm going to Super Bowl.
I kick them out every year before we even play a game.
Detroit, yeah.
So let's go through. Safe. Write it down. I'm just going to, for you fans, if there's any fans out there, here's who's not winning the Super Bowl next year: Miami, New York, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, Tennessee, Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Raiders, Broncos. You got 2 in the AFC that's going to win the Super Bowl: Chiefs or Chargers. Rest of them, I skipped the Bills.
Whoa,
3.
Lord, wait a minute.
So
now.
you're picking the Chargers over the
teams.
Bengals, who made the Super Bowl and made improvements to their offensive
Yes, Tom,
line.
you bet on the Cincinnati Bengals.
And Denver, you saying no? No, Denver's mighty better than they were last year.
So
but they're not winning the
Cincinnati
Super Bowl.
is too.
No. What I'm saying is that, guys, you can write this down. You can feel however you want to feel. I am telling you right now, those teams aren't going to win the Super Bowl, and I know I'll be right at the end of the year. I'll write them down. It's on me. In the NFC, sorry Cowboys, sorry Eagles, sorry Washington, sorry Giants, sorry Vikings, sorry Bears, sorry Saints, sorry Falcons, sorry Panthers, sorry Cardinals, sorry Seahawks. There's only 7 teams that can win a Super Bowl. The rest of you can go home. Flat out. That's what you should have. Those are your expectations. Are Browns win the Super Bowl next year, Tom?
They might.
Joe Brissett's going to do it, huh?
Just depends. You don't know, Kevin.
If he can start,
You just said he could. He was worse than
if he can start 4-4 and
just
Deshaun
never
Watson
know.
comes in, who knows?
Jacoby Brissett might. What I'm saying is Jacoby Brissett might
could be
not be the
500.
starter. It depends on how
think
Mr.
people need to have
Watson's legal problems play out.
Realistic expectations.
It depends on if Baker Mayfield comes back to audition for another team for 6 games.
Tom, Terry has picked the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl every year.
Okay.
That's my point.
Okay. Because I believe in my team.
It's insane.
I mean, what's insane is just to completely write off.
No, okay, you're fine. Highland Tech, I'm picking them to win the Southern Piedmont 182A next year.
Comparison. That's not a fair comparison. No.
I'm picking NC State to win the ACC in football next year.
That's not a fair comparison. No.
State can pay the players that Miami can pay. State can pay just as many players that Clemson can pay. Why can I not have? You just told me to have faith. Why can't I only faith in pro teams then? So when I tell my kids that when they go up to West Lincoln this week, we're going to get stomped no matter what. Only faith in the pro teams. Sorry, kids.
What time you coming to West Lincoln this week?
Well, Shannon.
I think it's Thursday.
Wait. Now, Shannon has made two. Shannon has made 2 statements, Kevin, because Shannon's listening.
Good.
Shannon said, number 1, that the Hornets might win a championship before the Panthers. Debatable.
No. The God Almighty knows. Stop. Turn the radio off. Go home. The words championship and Hornets will never, ever be in the same.
He's being sarcastic.
Who is?
Shannon's saying.
No, he's not. He tweeted that the other day for real because he's a LaMelo fan too.
All right.
He's a fool.
Number 2, he's an employee of the station. Let's not call him a fool
He's
on the
a fool.
line. Number 2, he said that he believes that Cincinnati has improved the roster, as I have, and for you to totally discount the AFC champions with arguably the best quarterback in the AFC and arguably the best wide receiver in the AFC, and you just say you're not going to win the Super Bowl because you're Cincinnati. Okay.
I don't know whether he's arguably the best quarterback in the AFC.
Did they win it this year?
Who's better than him? Mahomes?
Russell Wilson.
No, Russell Wilson is not better than Joe Burrow right now. No.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
he's not.
Oh,
no. He is not.
Oh, yes.
No.
His stats prove everything.
Oh, my God.
Did he win a Super Bowl?
What's he done lately?
Did he win a Super Bowl?
What's he done lately?
Hmm?
What's he done in the last 5 years?
Did he win a Super Bowl?
Did he do that in the last 5 years?
Cincinnati quarterback win a Super Bowl? No.
So you're talking about
He had
like
his
what he
opportunity.
did.
He had his opportunity and he didn't.
Marino made one.
I'm just telling you. Arguably. I said arguably. Debatably. I didn't say he was.
It's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Doesn't matter.
The owner's not putting any money in it, Tom.
He just rebuilt the offensive line.
Okay.
To help his quarterback. And
Right,
I agree
to help
with
his
that.
quarterback.
I agree with that. That's the reason we was talking about Carolina. And I said, you build this to help so you can keep a good quarterback instead of him getting hurt. And some people say, well, no, I got to go get two.
Well, we'll see if anybody.
Two quarterbacks never worked anyway.
We'll see if any GM in football does Kevin's $220 million quarterback thesis.
Worked for Dallas. Dallas Cowboys won 3 Super Bowls doing that, Tom.
They had Aikman and who else?
Steve Walsh was back-to-back number one overall picks.
Yeah, but Steve Walsh.
Back-to-back again. Yeah, but Steve Walsh sucked, but you don't know. You could put out Darnold and Baker for 3 years and they fight it out.
Walsh didn't stay
I thought Bernie Kosar was the backup.
But you knew once they started playing.
1 year they won the Super Bowl, wasn't he?
He was the third year. Bernie was the backup in the third year. Bernie Kosar has a Super Bowl ring.
Right, I know he does.
Third, he was there the
That's
third
a good
year.
backup.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need somebody to hand
Got to
off.
understand your role. There you go.
Don't be dogging out Bernie on this show.
Which one of those two coming to Carolina would understand I'm a backup? Neither one of them.
Baker's better than Sam Darnold. All right, let's talk about losers and how they did in the Super Bowl the following year. Cincinnati did not make it. Kansas City did not make it. San Francisco did not make it. Rams did not make it. Patriots did. Falcons did not make it. Panthers have never made it again. Haven't made it again. Well, since the last one. Seahawks didn't make it. Denver didn't make it. San Francisco didn't make it. Patriots didn't make it. Steelers, Colts, Cardinals, Patriots, Bears, Seahawks, Eagles. I mean, I've read 21 of the 20 past Super Bowl losers have not returned to the Super Bowl the following year. The Cincinnati Bengals are not winning the Super Bowl. They are the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's my favorite stat. Rich Gannon, we talked about quarterbacks earlier. He didn't play a full season until he was 34 years old. Rich Gannon, I'm going to pull it up on the small screen there, Tom, did not play a full season until he was 34 years old. Didn't play his first 3 years in the league. In his fourth year, he went 5-7. Fifth year, 6-5. Seventh year at 27, went 8-4 in Minnesota. Then went to Washington, went 1-3. Kansas City didn't play. Kansas City 1-2. Kansas City 5-1. Kansas City 5-5. And at 34 years old, he goes to Oakland and goes 8-8, 12-4, 10-6, 11-5. That's when my worry about giving up on some of these quarterbacks early. And because let's say the Panthers, you give up on Sam Darnold, Zach, again, where you guys are at, you're sitting over the 24-year-old quarterback. If you draft Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett, and I think that's exactly what Terry was saying, you're wasting the Sam Darnold thing. I think the Panthers, where you're at, Matt Rule, you have to play Darnold. You have to see the 3-0, see if it comes out, and you have to build your team. Other teams, as far as backer goes, who knows? But as far as you guys go, we talked about this. I think if you guys pick a quarterback, it's going to be a mistake.
Oh, I agree. I don't want a quarterback. I want the offensive lineman that's sitting there at 5.
Now, Tom, would you trade Baker for Christian McCaffrey? Would you trade McCaffrey for Baker?
We don't need him.
Because that's a lot of money in running back spot.
We're going to take all that.
Whoa. Who's our slot receiver?
Well, they're
Christian McCaffrey.
They're trying to get Landry
Come on
back.
down.
Yeah. They're trying to get Landry back. I don't know. They said Landry's
What if we had all three of those, Terry? Chubb, McCaffrey, and Kareem Hunt.
Landry is deciding between the Saints and the Browns. Is what he said.
Oh, he still may come back.
Yeah, they're trying to get, and then there's all these little teasers that Clowney's going to re-sign. But you know how Clowney does. Clowney likes to take his time.
The Saints.
Landry is deciding between the Saints
and the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Terry,
he's not going to the Saints.
Why
would he go there?
Because I'm going to say this out loud, Terry.
He's from there.
It's $5 million for Cleveland or 10 in New Orleans. What do you do?
Go to New Orleans.
Yeah, I guess I would too.
I just thought that's going to
be
his choice.
Where he's from.
That's why he's choosing.
He went to LSU.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. He was there with Odell.
I think he's okay. He's not like. I never thought, hey, let's feed Jarvis Landry the ball.
Yeah, y'all talked one time. Y'all had the best receivers in the world.
I think
he can catch the ball. He's got good hands.
I think Jarvis Landry is a fan favorite. He's one of those players that's a fan favorite. He's pretty good.
He's buttoned up.
But it makes it kind of a little harder when a guy is very popular. But there's no way you can pay Jarvis Landry $16 million a year. You just can't do it. They made a business decision.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something though. As far as wide receivers, that's went crazy anyway.
It's
Money
too
wise,
bad.
that has really went overboard now since Miami got Hill for 30.
Receivers and running
That
backs.
is so dumb.
Receivers to me should almost be paid by the touchdown, like $1 million per. So Terrell Owens is getting $13 million. Should you pay more than that for a wide receiver?
No.
And he's getting, 13 touchdowns, $13 million. That's about where he was on that. So I don't know. Like you got 4 or 5 of them you got to put out there. That's a lot of money to be spent.
I mean, the way I'm looking at it, Hill, you better have 30 touchdowns. You better light somebody up. And somebody's got to throw to you.
Yeah, that's gonna be the problem. I mean, you had Mahomes throwing to him now. It's Tua's throwing to him.
Of course, he's getting a lot of money. That'll make you
I
forget about his
guess.
throw.
Yeah, that's right.
Making a lot of money. He's making a lot of money.
All right, before we go into the draft real quick, don't forget Cincinnati was a one game for not even making the playoffs. And their defense was like 19th, I think, going into the playoffs. So they're
and they stood up once they got into the playoffs.
They gave up 17 a game in the playoffs, Terry, which is number 1 ranked during the regular season. So, but in the regular season, they were giving up 24, 25 a game. So it's completely different defense in the playoffs. All right, let's go over to the mock. Where's the CBS? Is this the one that's got
Darnold. I'm sorry,
Sam
Howell. He's going like 15th, I think.
16th. Oh my God, this one don't even have. This one has. See, this is.
I told you,
it's so wrong.
They back and forth. One of them had them ranked 1 through 5 going off the board. All the quarterbacks coming off before. And that's probably what's going to happen because that's the way the teams do. They knee jerk and they draft all these quarterbacks up top and they're all terrible.
There is no way on God's green earth that no quarterback's going in the top 10. Can you ever see that, Terry?
Well, we got to see
somebody's trading up, right?
You got to see who. Yeah. Trade
up.
At
some point, somebody's going to
Jacksonville's not going to take one. Detroit is a possibility they could, but that's just kind of the same situation with Darnold. They've got
Jared Goff. Is that
Goff? Yeah. He's young. I would just roll with that. I'd try to build a team around him. Houston could take a quarterback. They got him sitting there taking Neal. I mean, why would you take that when you ain't got anybody to throw the ball right now?
I don't know what they're doing other than tanking for next year's quarterbacks.
Gardner.
So why have they not been listed as Malik Willis every single day?
And they have. It's popped up. Willis is the first off the board on most of the mock drafts. So.
Like you said, this has got Cross. This is CBS. It's got Mississippi State lineman Cross going to Carolina. It says, I've had the Panthers going with the quarterback here in a lot of my previous mocks, but I'm coming around to the idea that they'll find a veteran quarterback like Baker Mayfield for 2022. And Terry, I think Sam Darnold is
good.
My thing, the biggest thing is, does Matt Rule want to put his job on that? That's probably the biggest issue. Whether it's the right answer or not.
There's the answer.
Right.
Because Matt Rule, whatever he does, this might be the only year he has.
Right. And that's always my thing is when we think about these GMs, like, are they going to take a chance on Muggsy Bogues? No, because they don't want to get fired in 2 years. They want their $1 million lifestyles and jobs. So I don't know what Rule. This is rules to live, and if y'all again, Zach, to save his job, what does he need to do? 500?
No, I don't even know if that's what he's. I mean, I don't know. This is going in 4 years. Is this fourth coming up?
This will be the 4th year.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
It seemed like he just hired him, and threw a 7-year deal at him. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard. But
well, this one's got Sam Howell at the first quarterback, 16th. He said, I wouldn't want him running the show right away, but he has a big arm and excellent mobility. Needs to do a better job of hanging in the
dual
pocket.
threat.
Yeah, he can run.
Didn't Jeff George have a big arm did he have a little mobility or did he not?
He was the drunk.
Jeff George is fun to watch.
Jeff George was the drunk Dan Marino.
He could throw it through a brick wall.
He could.
He got Malik Willis going to 20 to Pittsburgh. Like, at this point, when you're putting quarterbacks in the 20s and stuff, there's no way. So,
I will make one statement.
Yeah.
Evan Hill, the offensive lineman they're saying is going to Houston, he is 6'7", 337 pounds. So if he falls to the Panthers, I wouldn't have any problem putting him on that line. 6'7"?
Terry, do y'all have a first-round pick?
24th, I think. one we picked.
What you looking for?
What
Wide
should
receiver.
we be? Yeah, defensive end or something.
Yeah.
Cowboys
I
always
don't know whether we go wide
flash. They
receiver.
always go flash in first round. You
Samuel's
gotta remember
still
that,
out
though.
there. He might still come.
Now,
to
this
town.
one, guys.
Samuel.
NFL.
That's gonna be interesting. when he goes.
NFL.com, and I don't know who like approves the articles and who does what, but NFL.com has Kenny Pickett going 2 overall to Detroit.
There's no way. I just can't see that.
So there's somebody else who's thinking about quarterbacks. Total.
Like, this is completely different than what I just looked at.
I mean,
It's got
I
Pickett
can
even in the
trade
first
all the
round
time,
in the
man,
CBS.
for a
I just
quarterback.
can't see that.
In the CBS draft, Pickett wasn't in the first round. In the NFLdraft.com draft, he's 2nd overall. Then a guy named Sauce is 3rd.
Who?
Sauce.
It is his name.
Yeah, I'm serious. Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati. And the Panthers in this one going to Evan Neal, the Alabama.
Somebody ought to sign him
lineman,
for hot sauce.
the big man from Alabama. So then this one's got the Falcons. NFL.com's got Falcons going Malik Willis. And Matt
Corral.
Carroll. God, this got 3 quarterbacks in the top 12 in the NFL.com. And CBS.com.
If he falls to them,
has a quarterback.
if Pittsburgh
Howell
picks up
going
on him,
first.
that might be a good for Pittsburgh.
In the second
Was he-
round.
Yeah, I'm saying though,
That's 12th.
he had an injury in
What are
the
we supposed to
in
look
the
at, Tom?
in the
NFL.com has 3 quarterbacks top 12.
Well, look, I'm looking at
Sorry,
2
Zach.
competing CBS drafts. How do you say the guy's name from NC State? It's
Harry don't know.
the offensive lineman Ekwonu. They got him number 1 overall. One guy has him number 1 overall, and the other guy doesn't even have him going in the first round. No, I'm not kidding. The other guy does not even have him going in the first round.
You could see that on quarterbacks, but not like your
Now,
top
remember this,
linemen
guys.
and stuff.
We're just 4 people here trying to read what the experts are saying, and the experts are
They don't even agree.
every year they mess up the quarterbacks. Every year they do this, and we're looking at the same people
That's
in
him
the
right
first
there.
round or second round.
They got him at 5. This guy's got him at 1. The other guy doesn't even have him in the first round.
just oh god, they did
Crazy.
Remember,
They
Tom
don't,
Brady was picked in the 7th round or 5th round.
Yeah, it was on back there.
Well,
They don't know.
They don't.
Honestly, it's almost to the point, and you hate to say it. There's a reason for the NFL Combine is pick the biggest, strongest guy. They doing what the colleges
I'm
do.
going to do if I'm picking, and somebody's if I'm picking 5, 6,
Yeah.
let's say that, and somebody's already picked my need. They've picked the best guy off on my need. I'm gonna pick the next best player on the draft board in their position. Does that make sense? That makes sense. That's what I'm taking.
That's when
I'm not
you get
taking the
down to
third
like
best cornerback
15th
in
or
the first.
16th.
Right.
Yeah.
You take the best guy
Yeah.
out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for
That's
example,
what I'm doing.
like in fantasy football, I know it's a little bit different, but I would rather have the number 1 tight end than the number 7 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's different ways to look at it. Was it whatever your needs are? That's what do you trade back or whatever. Garoppolo's still available. Isn't that weird for San Francisco to have the success they have, and they're basically they want to get rid of their quarterback and their best playmaker?
They don't want to get rid of Debo,
They don't wanna-
but,
they don't wanna
but
pay
Debo's
him.
forcing his way out.
Yeah.
And Debo does not. Here's the problem with him. I don't know if he does not want to play the position that he's playing. He does not want to be put in that slot / running back. He don't want to run the football. That's why he wants out. He wants to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
could
don't.
fit
I
right
understand
in
that.
Dallas. He could fit right in Dallas.
I understand that, but is he going to be as effective if he can't do what he does?
I did find this. Only the 1970 Dolphins and the 2017 Patriots have won a Super Bowl after losing it the following season. A lot of bad stuff going on in that section. All right. Any other final news and notes from the NFL that we've missed this week before we go to break? Talk NBA playoffs. Brady restructured the deal. Does that mean anything to y'all?
No.
I don't care about Tom Brady. I will say this. If you're looking at the Panthers deciding between Mayfield and Garoppolo, because Garoppolo's the other guy that y'all have talked about. Garoppolo's salary, $24.2 million. Baker Mayfield, $18.9 million. Mayfield's a better, because you're going to have to trade for him. You're going to have to take on the salary. So I would say in that situation, I would go for Mayfield.
Why?
I've been saying I put Mayfield on the team, but
Why for $6 million less?
Well, that's a running back, Terry.
But Garoppolo is probably winning percentage is better than Mayfield.
I'd say Garoppolo's injury history is a little
Well,
more.
should have a really good winning percentage.
You know,
I would say that's a better deal. Of course, the Panthers have the most cap space in football, so they're actually in good shape.
Here's the issue, and you know, this what realistically you should accept the fact you're not winning the Super Bowl next year. I know we've
already discussed this.
Okay, realistically, that's not going to happen with Sam Darnold and no second-round picks and no free agents coming to Carolina. So, you know, you should be thinking, well, let's go 8-8, 8-9, and then improve from there if you're a general manager. So you're looking a little forward to that, Tom. I don't
8-8.
Right. Well, 8-9.
Possible.
They can't go 8-8.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. 9-8, maybe possible wild card.
You should be happy with that, but not everybody wins the Super Bowl every year. Jimmy Garoppolo, real quick, before we get out of here. Oh, that's the NFL.com. I don't want to look at that. They're not organized. 33-14 in his career, Tom. 67%. And this will be the second team that's wanting to get rid of him. 33-14, 67.
So he's going to
kind of be the first team that wants to get rid of him.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of funny, though, but Garoppolo
Belichick didn't want to get rid of him.
The 49ers and Browns are almost in identical situations because they have a quarterback that they're paying too much money to who's still going to be on the roster. Of course, San Francisco's is a little less complicated because they're not paying Trey Lance $240 million. But they both have to find somebody to take him because if they cut him, then you're going to have to eat part of that salary. I think the 49ers are in better shape because they're not paying another guy $240 million.
Here's what's weird to me about it. Like we talk about, we want to make our team the best team available. But everybody knows Garoppolo is available, right? A lot of teams know that he's better than their quarterback. They won't give up nothing for him. And same with Baker, that they would rather that team, they would rather hurt the Browns or hurt the 49ers.
Or not give them.
But we won't give up nothing.
I don't know.
And we won't make our team better at all. We won't make it because when you see a trade like Amari Cooper for a 5th round, are you telling me 30 other teams didn't offer a 4th rounder?
It goes back
That's
to
what's so weird about these things.
It goes back to what we said before, though, Kevin. Let me say this right. They ain't trying to hurt the other team as much as they value draft picks like unbelievable. Like your draft picks have this value number better than a player of Amari Cooper's stature.
It gives them time because you can say, I made a good draft pick. You got to give him 2 or 3 years to be good. And meanwhile, 2 or 3 years, your teams went 0-5. I mean, 5-11.
I mean, they'll get a first round.
You made $10 million.
Let's just say they got a first round draft pick. Let's just hypothetically say they got a first round draft pick for Amari Cooper.
Right.
Let's just say, and I know they didn't have. They got a 5th. Okay, and they take that first round draft pick and they draft a wide receiver that doesn't ever pan out. They still think they want to trade.
Right. Because they got a 2nd round draft pick.
Right.
Or a 1st round draft pick. That's the weirdest thing to me is that teams would rather have a lottery ticket than actually one that's shown. They would rather have a lottery ticket that they could win $1 million than the actual lottery ticket that you won 20 on.
Yeah.
That you won your money back on from buying it, right? That's the weird thing about it.
And it goes back here to Baker.
Garoppolo, Baker. Both of them are available.
Yeah. With Baker, you know, and the draft capital, to move from 5 to 1, you have to give up 4 years worth of draft picks to move 4 spots. And on each draft board, they're not even registering who's getting picked off.
JP has some cars doing in there. He huffed.
They're
Did
good.
you see that deep breath he took? He took a deep
That
breath.
was me.
No, I watched it.
Oh.
He went, you got him nailed down?
I'm working on them.
All right, well, you got 23 minutes. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes.
I'm doing my best. I don't know if it'll be 23 minutes.
.com.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heated and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at shelbyheating.com, see their page at whatsupshopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby.
Your mom will love you even more when you register her in the KTC Broadcasting Mother's Day giveaway. Some lucky lady will win a $500 local business shopping spree from one of our local sponsors. Register today at Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks, South Main Street in Lowell, at Wild Birds Unlimited on East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia, at This and That Trading Post on the Dallas High Shoals Road in Dallas, at Dallas Express Pharmacy on Hoffman Street in Dallas, at Kurt's Premium Outlet in Eastridge Mall, Gastonia, at Teddy's Emporium Outlet in Eastridge Mall, Gastonia, at the Captain's Cap Seafood Restaurant on Linwood Road in Gastonia, at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, at the Classic Volkswagen on East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, and at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vale. The drawing will be held Friday, May 6th. Register your mom in our Mother's Day contest, and she could win a $500 local shopping spree at one of our local merchants.
Yes, tiny homes are legal in North Carolina, and right here in our area is the state's #1 dealer for tiny homes. That's Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. Models are on the lot now for sale. 8 to 10 week delivery for custom design. They've got the plan you're looking for, from 672 square foot homes up to 1,124 square foot homes with lofted space and even an upstairs bedroom if you like. Get your new tiny home today from Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, 2268 Lincoln Highway 150 East in Cherryville. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Spring on in to Cars, Trucks, and Credit in Lincoln and take a look at their new arrivals, like a 2005 Toyota Camry for $14.99 down, or a 2009 Honda Civic for $17.99 down. Cars, Trucks, and Credit has a 2006 Hyundai Sonata at $999 down, and a 2004 Toyota Corolla at $999 down. That's Cars, Trucks, and Credit. 604 Clark Drive in Lincoln, and online at ctcautosports.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Need metal roofing? Then you need to see Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing in Lincoln. At Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, saving you money. Featuring premium paint systems, painted fasteners to match, and 1 to 2 day turnaround. 29 gauge material in stock with 22 colors to choose from. It's the largest selection of colors in North Carolina. Plus, they will custom cut your length. Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. Call 980-429-2278. Triad Corrugated Metals is now hiring Class A CDL drivers. Need metal roofing? Then you need to see Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing in Lincoln. At Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, saving you money. Featuring premium paint systems, painted fasteners to match, and 1 to 2 day turnaround. 29 gauge material in stock with 22 colors to choose from. It's the largest selection of colors in North Carolina. Plus, they will custom cut your length. Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. Call 980-429-2278. Triad Corrugated Metals is now hiring Class A CDL drivers.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're, I actually don't know what they're talking about because I haven't been paying attention right now. So, well, I mean, apart from Shelby Heating Air.
7 the heating and air experts, Shelby Heating and Air. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. Once again, that's 704-487-7877. Going to be in the 80s next week, guys. Might want to get that.
Possibly up to 87.
AC checked out. Have the experts at Shelby Heating and Air come to your house today.
Tired of the hoodies and the pants. All right. It's NBA playoff time. I'm so tired of that crap.
I like a hoodie and a shorts.
No, I'm so tired of it. I want it to be regular weather. All right. Shelby Heating and Air, like Tom said. Thank you for sponsoring us, guys. Playoffs. Oh, I had the playoffs right here. We're going to go through the matchups. Dallas and Utah. We'll start there on my little board here. Pull it up for Tommy and Terry and everybody at home to see. Believe it or not, without Luka Doncic, the Mavericks, Tom, are 2-1.
Yep, my pick there is aging like milk, but that's the only bad one I made. Your Raptors pick is stinking up the joint.
Yeah, I thought they had a chance. They didn't. But
don't you like the way he just dismisses it when he's so wrong? He's just like, nah, Yeah, no big deal.
I picked the Raptors.
If we would have done that, you're a fool. This fool sat on here last week and said the Raptors are going to win. That's what I love about.
I need to make sure.
He just dismisses it.
Oh,
well, you know, it's nothing.
Y'all did a good job picking chalk last week, so I'll give you credit for that. Terry picked Utah in this series.
That's the only one I missed.
Tom picked Utah in this series.
I did.
Zach picked Utah in this series. Someone picked the Mavericks.
Yeah, but we're not. I was talking about your Raptors pick, which you've dismissed
because we're talking about the Mavericks and the Jazz, and I got that one right.
That's because you just changed. You have it's not right.
We started in Dallas and Utah.
2-1.
Well, then how's my Toronto wrong? Then it's 3-0.
It's 2-1.
Right.
It's not.
We still
over.
got 4 games left.
There's no way. There's no way the Raptors are going to beat the Sixers.
If Joel Embiid is out for the rest of the series,
they still won't beat him.
You mentioned Nick Nurse. I don't want to give a sidetrack, but he is rumored if they blow this series or lose it, that he's going to be going to the Lakers
We're
next
not
year.
talking about the Lakers. They're not in the playoffs, Zach.
I know.
It is the last 2 weeks. They're not in the playoffs. The loser is not around, right, Terry?
I didn't talk about the Lakers.
You brought up LeBron last week at the start of the show.
The only reason why I said LeBron's not in the playoffs. That's all I said.
Y'all can't not talk about LeBron. See, there you go. All right, we started this, Terry, to talk about Dallas and Utah.
And now all of a sudden we're on the freaking Lakers.
I don't know how
who cares?
So anyway, the Mavericks win in Game 3, 126-118. If Luka Doncic says he's feeling good, feeling cautious optimism for Game 3 return. He didn't come for Game 3, so
he's another crop.
Obviously, that wasn't the case.
He's a crop.
How in the world? And you guys all picked the Jazz. Y'all tell me, are the Mavericks beating the Jazz right now without Luka Doncic on the floor?
They're not playing defense. I mean, gave up 126. Look at those other scores.
Oops, I'll get those settled wrong.
Yeah.
For the people online couldn't see the
games out west. You know what I hate about the games out west? They come on at 10 o'clock at night.
It's awful.
I did stay up and watch one the other day. I was
Golden
impressed.
State.
That's the one I stayed up.
That's the one I watched.
Unbelievable.
But listen to this. A guy named Brunson had 31. Dimwitty had 20. Finney Smith, 14. Reggie Bullock contributed 12 points in a win. The starting center had 0. No Luka Doncic. And you get beat. What? Should Quinn Snyder be fired, Terry?
Donovan and Conley.
If they lose this
Gobert showed up.
Right?
If Luka does not play and they lose this series, then he should be gone.
Mitchell had his 32, Conley 21, Gobert 15, Bogdanovich 24.
They played well.
I mean, is this not what happened?
I mean, goodness.
That's what I'm saying. Is this not what happened to Charlotte? I mean, hey, you get to the playoffs and you lose out to get rid of the coach, and that might be the problem here.
Yes, we do got to talk about that, don't we? But Zach, talk about defense-wise, 126 points to a team without Luka Doncic is just unacceptable. And you have Rudy Gobert. Isn't he supposed to be the best defensive player in the league?
Supposed to be. That's
supposed to be.
That's why I didn't.
No, he's not the
That's why I did not go
defensive
chalk
player of
on
the year.
this one.
He's at Boston.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the year. Yeah.
Okay. Golden State, 3-0 on the Denver Nuggets. Jokic ain't got nothing with him, does he, fellas?
No. Oh, he's getting mad, man.
Oh yeah, he's having some. He's having some issues.
He does not like it.
But they are. I will say this: they are 80s roughing him up a little bit. If you've watched some of that, they are getting into him. They're letting him play some too.
He plays rough too.
He does. I agree.
I saw him against Charlotte, where I think he almost broke poor old Cody Zeller's sternum, throwing his shoulder right into his sternum like 3 times.
Green
in a row.
had him so mad the other night; it was unreal.
Called big man moves, Tom.
How many points did Green have? Let's go ahead while we're.
I ain't worried about that. It's what he's doing to the other players. He almost reminds me of Bill Lambier, man. Nobody wants to go against him.
Who wants to even talk?
Yeah, and then the biggest play of the game, Luka's got it in his hand,
Green has 6
and Green steals it from him. Takes his throat right away.
Green
cuts him. You're done, buddy.
6 points, and he's 1 for 4.
Yeah, but the biggest defensive play of the game, Green
he had
stopped.
5 rebounds.
Green stopped.
Now, Terry, we're talking about the Nuggets and Warriors. Draymond plays power forward, correctly?
But he was against Joker.
Well,
The halftime.
Okay. Well, Jokic had 37.
Okay. Okay.
And Aaron
Catch him under 40.
And Aaron Gordon had 18.
He's in his head though.
So for 50. So
he's in his head.
Draymond gave up 55.
They have nobody else.
Draymond
He's
gave
got
up
to shoot.
55 to somebody.
He's got to shoot. There's nobody else out there.
Draymond. He did have a triple single, didn't he? No,
he
he had 10 assists. He had 10 assists.
Okay.
Oh man, he did have 10 assists. He can pass the ball.
Tom, when your teammates make 18 threes, you might find an assist in there somewhere.
Oh, good. Yeah.
They made 18
They were
threes.
throwing bombs up. I was
That's
watching.
what
I'm like,
Zach was talking about.
No, seriously. I watched
45%.
Poole, and he was shooting like Curry. He's throwing them up, not even looking, like turning towards the bench, and it's nothing but net. And I'm sitting there going,
Terry, they
Did
made
that just
the
go in?
same number of threes as they did free throws. They had 18 threes, 18 free
They couldn't
throws
miss.
in the game. But listen, they only shot 64% from the free throw line. 45 from three, 64 from
Well, that's
the
because
free throw.
Draymond was 25%.
I don't even want to hear y'all talk about Draymond.
Why? Because it's the truth.
No, I don't even want to hear that. But
Where's
he,
your
he
set?
alters every game that Golden State plays. Even Curry said he would not want to play without him.
He altered Jokic by giving up 37 points.
But the biggest defensive play of the game, he stole it from him.
Terry, are you drunk, man?
Hey, it's on
He
camera.
gave up.
It's on camera.
It's on camera. Him giving up
Biggest
37.
defensive play of the
He had
game.
37. He made
Y'all
one
saw
play,
the-
but he gave up 37.
And he could not.
y'all saw the stat line on that. It was 26, 27, and 27 for Thompson, Poole, and Curry. And I'm telling you, if they left their
Curry
hand, it
didn't
didn't
start.
miss. No,
Steph Curry
he
came
hadn't
off the
been.
bench.
Yeah, he hadn't been. He's been.
So let's go over to Memphis and Minnesota.
Minnesota poo-pooed the lead away on Memphis the other
Minnesota.
day.
Minnesota. Whew.
They were up like
That's one thing about these young guys, man.
20 points, and they
They
get
don't
beat.
know what they don't know. But again, Zach, you brought that up before. Is
Sometimes they run their mouth when they shouldn't run
right,
their mouth.
Terry? Why can't these teams? Is it the young players or the coaching or what? Why can't none of these teams hold
Huge lead.
any leads? Like, honest to goodness, there is no point in what the NBA games have turned into NASCAR races. You can watch the first 5 minutes and you can watch the last 5 minutes, and you get everything you need to get in that basketball game.
You can.
Is that not true?
It's true.
Okay. I just
If-
want to make
I
sure.
mean,
That's how
Boston's the same
feel.
way. If Boston jumps out up by 20-something, I'm
It don't
sitting
matter,
there
no.
knowing they're coming back.
Yeah.
So when a team goes up by 10 or 20 in the first quarter or second quarter, go get a sandwich,
Yep.
go to the bathroom, come back, check on in the fourth quarter.
They
we
might get
have-
beat by
we
10.
might have a game.
Yep. Brooklyn jumped out on Boston up by 17. Here comes Boston.
It's
It was 10 at halftime, and then I think Boston won by 9.
the Grizzlies got
No, 7.
outscored, I think, by like 40-5 in a span. I mean, Timberwolves did after being up.
And then the Minnesota Timberwolves player, and I forget who it was standing over there. Oh, this is almost like playing at home. We're beating them so bad.
It was Karl
And then-
Anthony Towns.
Yeah,
we'll
good
get it.
job,
We'll get it when
buddy.
we get to these. That we'll wait on this one for
The what?
for the Warriors when they were down 12 and then scored 70 points in 19 minutes.
Yeah,
You
have
come
to-
back.
You have to fire the coach.
How do you only score 12 points in the fourth quarter? Wow. 12 points. That's like a peewee game.
Timberwolves
That's
got
about
scored
what Brooklyn did against Boston.
the final 5 minutes and 45 seconds of the second quarter. So the Wolves led 47-21 and got outscored 83-38.
Yeah, Minnesota had two. Look at that,
83-38. They got outscored after being up 47-21.
They only had they had 12 points in the second quarter as well.
And they were
Wow.
at home.
Two 12-point quarters.
At home.
So
Ridiculous.
The young teams, again, we put too much emphasis on these first round matchups for the most part, I believe, because the second round they'll get through and kind of do.
Yeah, don't forget it
Spread
because
out
you
the
got a
waters.
lot of teams with losing records in here.
This is true too.
And I don't think that in anything, if you have a losing record, that you should never have an opportunity to play in a
Is
playoff.
anybody got a losing record in the playoffs this year?
Go over to the West.
The West they gotta have.
I don't know if they did or not.
Guarantee the West.
I think.
No, I don't think they did. I don't think anybody who got in. Because see, the Timberwolves,
playoffs. Pelicans are in. Yep.
Yeah,
Pelicans are in. They are getting smoked right now by the Suns, but I do. We'll get to that in a second. Timberwolves. You got to remember though, same with Grizzlies and Boston. They both are 2 seeds. So
did you say they're getting smoked? Didn't the Pelicans win game 2? Yeah. So how they getting smoked if it's 2-1?
Okay, Suns win by 11. Pelicans win by 3. Yeah, well, I thought it was 3-0. Pelicans actually won again. Was Devin Booker playing in that game?
Booker played in game 2. Yeah. He got hurt.
Okay. Is he done?
He's done for 2-3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks?
That's what me and Tom was talking about. We want to amend our.
Phoenix is done. Then.
We want to amend our pick to Golden State.
I don't know about in this series.
They just slipped by last night because Chris Paul scored 19 in the
But
fourth
they won
quarter.
without him. I mean, you're speaking that you're playing the Pelicans.
They did.
I think they'll get by this series once they get into that. So I don't know if they'll get. Who are they lining up to play the 4 or 5? Right, that would be either Dallas or Utah.
So I mean
that would be tough.
And they could limp by that.
Yeah, they.
If Dallas wins that series and gets Luka back, and with no Booker, I like Dallas in that series.
Yeah, Luka beats Chris Paul. You're not getting 28. What?
Oh my God!
You got to tell me the Suns with no Devin Booker are just going to waltz into Dallas and beat them, or even
Chris
Utah.
Paul's made every team he's ever went to better.
Right. How many championships does he have?
Every team he's ever went to better.
Well, no, okay. What does that got to do with him being? Is he better than Luka Doncic? No.
He can control the game a whole lot better than Luka.
Okay. He's controlled for 17 seasons, and the only thing he's done is he's punched more guys in the balls than he's been to NBA Finals.
Luka's good. I'm not taking nothing away from him being good. But if I have to put my game money on somebody on the court, it's going to be Chris Paul before Luka.
Okay. You don't lose that money. Chris Paul is 0-14 in playoff games refereed by Scott Foster. 0-14 in playoff games refereed by Scott Foster. So check out the referees before the game. Suns playing. Chris Paul. Scott Foster's around.
There's been a couple players that's got hurt. That's going to cause some problems. Kyle Lowry for the Raptors. I mean the Raptors, the Heat.
Man, well, again, the playoffs. You know, with the parity that the NBA playoffs have right now, and the league does, it's almost like in the bubble. Whoever survived the injuries. That's how Miami got to the final.
Milwaukee's without Middleton for like 2 or 3 weeks, and they just smoked the Bulls last night. The Bulls just poo-pooed right in the middle of being able to take a 2-1 lead at home.
No Booker Suns win. No Middleton they win. But I don't think either one of them can win a championship without. We win no one without no Devin Booker. You can stop that. But can they win this series? We'll see. I lost my spot where I was with that though. Hold on. All right, so they play tomorrow at 9:30. So you want to watch that? There's nobody in that series that I would be like, hey, let me turn the TV on and watch this guy play.
He poo-poos everybody though.
What?
Nobody in there. I want to watch.
Who's exciting to watch for Phoenix? Not named Devin Booker.
Chris Paul.
Chris
Paul.
Y'all cannot tell me that's exciting to watch.
He controls
a 40-year-old guy dribble up the court.
He controls
DeAndre
the game.
Ayton did step up for him.
He did. He had 27.
8.
Yeah. Okay.
27, 28.
Yeah.
He did step up, and they needed that.
Yeah, not exciting. Brandon Ingram's up
and he's
there.
like
Brandon Ingram played very well.
17.
McCollum has played really good for the
Pelicans.
Thank you. He has come in and helped them a lot.
I like Ingram.
I do like Ingram, and even if he is a Dookie,
he's a Carolina boy.
He's a good slasher.
Zion's standing over there not playing. All right, Philadelphia and the Raptors. Y'all said that Embiid may be out or maybe hurt. He said he's going to play through it, right?
He said he's going to play through it, possibly. They have not done an MRI, but he's probably got a torn ligament in his shooting thumb, right thumb.
He'll be fine. Ain't nobody.
It's playoffs.
Yeah, well,
Can't nobody on that Toronto's team stop him.
No, they ain't got no. Do they even have?
I'm like Tom. I'd probably set him next game. I really would.
Do they have center?
Who's that? Toronto?
Yeah. I don't think they have a center.
Not nobody can match it with
I mean,
Embiid.
they
You
ain't
put it
many,
like that.
I mean, Jokic is about the only guy that's about the size of Embiid. I mean,
right? He's a big.
I mean,
boy.
he's a monster.
Bucks win by 30
without
their second best player.
Yeah, Middleton.
And think about this. Hey, Bucks. No second best player. Giannis gets 18.
And then the thug, Grayson Allen, comes in and gets 22.
You win by 30. 30 points. Somebody explain the NBA to me.
The thug put
Bulls
22 on you.
Sorry, hadn't they, Terry? What is the deal with
They
that?
won game 2.
Cannot beat your elite teams.
They won game 2, and then DeRozan comes out and gets 11 points.
11.
At home.
At home. Patrick Williams, everybody's been talking about him. Patty Williams, 11, 1 point. Caruso, he's a bench player anyway, 9. I know they've got injuries. That's not their full team. Neither is the Bucks, but still.
You get a shot. You're 1-1. You're going home. They don't have Middleton. That's your chance, and they just messed away the series right there. They didn't win a game against Milwaukee all year either, though.
It's still 2-1 after 3, though. Again, we got to remember in a series,
they don't match up well with them.
It's usually the series doesn't start.
But I mean,
the home team loses.
I mean, I watched the game the other day, and man, Giannis is he's just bigger. He's just a bigger guy. I mean, have y'all watched him around these guys? Yeah. He's like a college player playing against a high school player. Like if I'm showing you,
looking at their stats, you talk about Giannis, right?
Yeah, how big he is.
Looking at their stats and size, he's listed at 6'11". He to me, Zach, is in the exact same stats as I pull him up, but Giannis and this season, his best year, whatever, and David Robinson's the year he won the scoring title, exact same numbers. Except Giannis got like 1 more assist than him. So he's David Robinson that shoots threes every now and then. And you got to remember, Robinson was. Think about how athletic. You remember how athletic he was.
My favorite player.
Just ripped, athletic, just complete shape, Navy shape. And that's exactly what Giannis looks like. But Giannis can dribble better than him. That's the only thing I see between the two. He dribbles better than him, and he's willing to take more threes. I bet if Robinson played today, he would be after jacking threes.
He would.
You know he would because he could shoot. So you're right. He's tough to deal with. And
I mean, who's going to guard him? I watched. They put somebody on the other day, and I mean, he can't guard him.
Well, Giannis is doing. Him and Embiid and Joker are showing that you can score in the post, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Something I don't understand. Miami and Atlanta, Hawks win last night at home by 1 point. Do they have a shot, Terry?
No.
Is that their one win? 1 point at home.
Well, possibility. If Miami wins the next one, which is Sunday,
is everybody healthy for Miami?
Then that's over.
No, Lowry's out.
What's wrong with him?
He's gonna be out for the rest of the series, I believe. I think it's a foot.
Is there anybody healthy?
I think he's pulled a hamstring. Let's look.
Is there anybody healthy?
How many points did Butler have yesterday? He had 45 in game 2.
Jimmy, we'll pull it up. James Butler. 20 points.
Hamstring on Lowry. You know, a hammy can.
He went from 45 to 20.
If you got a hamstring, that could last the whole playoffs.
PJ Tucker starting for Miami. Tyler Hero 24 off the bench. Duncan Robinson 6 off the bench. They got shooting.
Tyler Hero though can come in and play, but he's not a point guard. You know.
So, all right. So this is where I wanted to get to finally here in the Boston Nets series, and so this season. As far as, I would say Terry and Tom and Zach, how many teams can win it in the East, you think? 4 or 5? How many teams can win it in the West?
You talking about their just, you're not talking about you talking about championship?
Well, yeah, get to the finals.
I'm gonna say 3 in the East. I don't think Chicago's your 4, ain't they?
Mm-mm.
No, they went way down.
Chicago. Top 4 in Brooklyn?
I'm gonna say top 4.
What I'm saying is that we don't have any team that's like, is there any team in the league that you can put on the floor and be like, we can't match up because we don't have enough bodies? So in the past, 5 to 10 years, it's always been most teams have 3, the big 3s. Well, there's almost nobody. Is there anybody that's got a big 3 anymore? So the matchups, the parity of these playoffs, I believe, is going to be one of the best playoffs because, again, we don't have anyone that's just going to be like, we can't I guess Golden State would be the hardest because of their shooting. But who from Golden State, Wiggins, are you worried about going to the rack? Right? So Boston, where they're set up good, is Terry, you may be the only team with your best two players are like wings. And we've talked about this for years, is that if you get that settled, you're going to have a good team no matter what. Looking at, so let's go through Miami. They got one good wing, Jimmy Butler, right? Where are they getting their other 20 points from? It's random every night. Boston, you got two. You're getting your 20, 25 from both those guys for the most part. Milwaukee, you got Giannis and Middleton.
Holiday.
One of those two will get your other 20, yeah. Philadelphia, you got your two. Toronto, Siakam, and
what about Maxey for Philadelphia? He had 39 the other night.
Well, one time Tony Delk in back-to-back games had 54.
I think Maxey's pretty good. What do you think, Terry?
Zach used to have a poster on his wall growing up of a cat hanging onto a tree. Zach, you remember what that poster used to say?
Hang in there.
Yeah.
No, it said S happens. You remember that?
No, but
you had a trick going into your room down there at Glenn's. There was a poster on the wall.
Can't believe they let me have that.
And
in the
a
house.
trick cat sitting there hanging by one claw. And it didn't say the word. It said "S happens."
Yeah, I believe you, but I can't believe they let me have it in the house.
It might have been Chad's.
I don't know. It might have been mine.
But you had that poster.
That's awesome.
So that's my answer to Tyrese Maxey, Tom.
Max is pretty good, I think.
He's decent.
Pretty good.
He's helped.
They was actually talking about him coming of age this week.
So Bulls have DeRozan, and they've got some other athletic people. Brooklyn has Durant, but then their best guy is the point guard, which you've seen the issues with that. Phoenix, their second best guy is a point guard. Memphis, their best guy is a point guard. Golden State, they've got the shooters.
They got shooters
everywhere.
Unbelievable.
Dallas has got one guy, and he's for the most part the main ball handler. What I'm saying is that, Terry, you guys are in a position, whether you played Brooklyn, Miami, Philadelphia. Philadelphia is tough for you guys because Embiid's so dang big.
He's big, but we can beat Philly.
But what I'm saying is that the only person, maybe Giannis, that for you guys defensively, and that's probably why you're one of the best defensive teams in the league, is that you can put bodies on bodies as far as defensively. And that's one thing that they're doing, and they've been showing in the tapes, is that Durant, what they're doing with him, they're just straight doubling him.
They are.
And which is fine and everything. He gets his 27. Kyrie getting 10 as a point guard, and you guys being it. I've never been a big Kyrie fan. Nothing about him I'm a fan of. But he's a good basketball player. But I don't know how he can't come out and get 10 points, Terry. After everything that they've been through, everything that that happened in Boston, or whatever it is that they don't like him for. But for him to do that, and then he's sitting there doing, he's fasting. I didn't know he was fasting either during the playoffs. So he's over eating a banana when it goes dark. I'm just like, this dude's not in it. He's not in this at all.
He's a Muslim?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Just converted.
Okay.
So he is in a different place. So to me, let's see, Durant, DeRozan's in Chicago, right? Butler's got more help. These wings that are by themselves, Booker, they've got to work really hard. If they don't get 30, and that's why I said the other night about the Jordan thing. And so, Jordan's last game with the Bulls, Scottie Pippen had 8 points. 8. Now, a lot of people know that. But at some point, the best player's got to go get 30. You got to go get it, 30, 35. And that's been my biggest criticism on him. He only shoots 17 shots a game. I went and looked this stuff up, how many times these people shot. He only shoots 17 a game. And, no, 18 career. And so, to me, Terry, Jordan averaged 23. In the playoffs, he jumped it up to 26. Almost all these players jump up, and that he doesn't. And it's the weirdest thing to me, and that's always been my criticism, him, playing with Westbrook and Curry, and then now Kyrie playing with these guys that ball hog. He never says, just give me the ball.
He's not that, his mindset's not, he don't have that killer mindset. My
second thing, and Terry, as far as coaching-wise, and we may see this going forward, if you're coaching Durant and Kyrie, would you not be running down screens with Durant and turning around and posting his 7-foot butt up? Because that's the one thing that he has as far as him being good. And the thing with Jordan and them, He went to the post, right? They would run the triangle. But if you run a down screen, I don't see – you can't run the double teams at him. If he'll come down and screen for Kyrie comes up and gets the ball. It's that simple. But they give Durant the ball at the three-point line every time like he's the point guard. And that is the most worst way, I believe, to use him. And so besides that, Kyrie's not doing nothing. Curry's got to get 20. Kyrie's going to have to come on. He's going to have to play like he wants to play basketball. I don't know if he does. Look at his face. Does this – I don't know. There's something. You guys are watching the games. Like I said, I haven't seen him. But that I don't know. Is he famished?
He's a weirdo.
He don't look right.
There's no other word. He's a weirdo.
I mean,
and that's a problem with extraordinarily talented people is a lot of times they are weirdos. He's a weirdo. I mean, the world is flat, you know. I mean, and I know that people have all these feelings about the vaccines and all that, but you know, if I'm making $100 million, it's like, okay, well, whatever, you know. But he's not like that. He's a weirdo. So I mean, that's why I wouldn't want him on my team. You know what I mean? I just can't deal with all.
If he
your
doesn't
weird.
make that shot with LeBron, I don't know. But
he's flicking off the crowd.
Does he to me?
You know,
the crowd was in him.
Right.
It's in his head.
But you're a professional athlete.
To me, him, and he's always said it, and that's the thing about them is that, and the problem, they need Simmons on the court to play defense. Only because, well, it's an extra body. Because when you look at their people, they ain't got bodies to where if Kyrie's out there, I can't even look at him right now and think, he doesn't want to win. You see what I mean? I think.
Precisely. Right.
It doesn't matter to him if he wins.
Precisely.
I think is where I'm going at. I think he wants to win. He wants to play well. But to me, Kyrie's always been the guy, if I score 35 and we lose by 5, I'm kind of okay about it.
Even Durant don't have that. He does not have that instinct, that killer instinct. His legacy is going to be severely tarnished.
That's the reason I sent out when we were talking. I said Durant could not play back when Michael played. There's no way he can play.
What Boston did to him.
And I know people that Kevin's already covering his face.
I'm
sorry.
there, really.
Durant's not even
you didn't
in
watch
the same
game.
league.
I mean, for real, you watch it. He was completely dismantled.
That's just an incredibly stupid thing to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
How can you tell me that?
He was completely dismantled and he couldn't do anything.
So you're telling
he could not. I watched it.
He could do nothing.
He did not know what to do.
He had 27
He was
points.
driven. They was gifting him the free throw line.
Into Boston's favor.
They gifted him the free throw line.
He had 27 points.
Tom.
He had 19 points in free throws.
27 points. Right. You're 100% right. Now here's the guy.
But he was 0 for 10 from the floor.
Yeah. In the second half.
What was he in the first half?
0 for 10. 4 out of 17.
What was he in the first half, Terry?
4 out of 7?
Okay, so that's over 50%, right?
4 out of 17 for the game.
No. Well, I know. In the first half, was he over 50%?
When the game was on the line, he did not perform.
He was dribbling the ball off his foot.
Yep.
Off his foot.
He did nothing to help
It was
Brooklyn.
horrible.
And we want to talk about Kyrie.
Are y'all
it's all
serious?
his fault.
Serious.
It's not.
I watched it. I'm serious. I've
He
been
had
a basketball.
27 points.
He was gifted the free throw line.
Yes.
Half of these free throws he took, he wasn't even fouled.
Okay, I'm going to talk y'all up.
Did you watch the game?
Dean Smith.
Did you watch the game?
I'm going to bring up a picture of Dean Smith and this guy right here.
If you didn't watch the game,
He didn't watch the game.
That's what I'm saying. If you did not watch it, you have
you
no
don't know
clue.
what happened.
Y'all were telling me that it's more Durant's fault they lost than Kyrie's.
Example,
He's the number one, so it wouldn't be Scotty's fault.
Yes.
That Michael and them lost.
Wait a minute. Kyrie averaged this year.
Well, Jordan scored 35 in his last game, and Pippen scored 8. So we can't use that argument and then come back on the other side.
No, yes, I can, because Pippen averaged 16 a game. Okay? Kyrie averages 27 a game. Tom, these two fellas are telling me the guy who averaged in his career, this year, in his career, averaged 27 points on 18 shots, got 27 points on 17 shots, didn't help his team, but the guy who got 10 points and averages 27, he's the better player.
I'm not saying Kyrie could have made a difference. He could have, because some of the
have
picks,
17 points.
some of the picks that he come around, Kyrie should have never. He kept on dribbling. Kyrie should have come around the pick and took the shot.
Yeah,
that's the difference in this game.
To a first round game, in game 2 in the first round. Now the third leading scorer of all time couldn't play. 10
Boston
years ago.
shut down both of them.
He said 27.
How do you shut down somebody at 27?
You played into what Boston wanted you to do.
He went to the free throw line, and half the time they was letting what he was getting fouled for, they was letting go on both sides.
What do you mean by that?
They mean that he got some Kevin Durant calls.
Yes.
A ton of them.
That's what he's trying to say.
A ton. And I'm not a Boston fan.
And
I was just watching it
sit
objectively.
Here and say whatever. Right. You're talking about a 7-foot guy that Jaylen Brown blocked his shot.
He sure did.
Tatum blocked his shot. Horford is a big guy with him, can block his shot. But these are guys who were way less than 7 foot, stepping out on Durant, him fading away, and they're blocking his shot. Now, I don't. You can talk about Durant all you want to. He was 0 for 10. He choked. Game was on the line, and he choked.
And they set him on the bench at the end.
Yeah, there you go. He was
on the bench at the end of the game.
I just love when Terry gets on his soapbox.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I don't understand, okay.
He could not play back when Michael played.
Terry,
he's not even in the same category.
All right, Tom, to shoot free throws, does that mean you get fouled?
Yes.
So does that mean they were hitting him a lot?
Yes.
Okay. So if they were playing in the 90s, would they have been hitting him a lot?
Yes.
So he would have had 27 points last night in the 1990s.
And they would have lost.
What they're trying to say is there wouldn't have been fouls called back in the 1990s is what they're trying to say.
I just want someone to explain to me how the guy who averages 27 and got 27, it's his fault, but the guy who averages 27 and got 10 has no culpability.
I'm not
whatsoever.
We ain't saying any culpability.
It's 100% Kyrie's
we're
fault.
saying if you would have watched the game.
If Kyrie scored 17 more points, would they have won?
If it wasn't for the guys
if Kyrie
coming off
scored
of
17 more
Brooklyn's
points, would they
bench,
have won? Terry, you keep
they would
saying
have got
bench.
dogged.
Terry, you keep saying bench, but Brooklyn and Boston had more points than Brooklyn's bench.
Yeah,
but
I'm talking about the guy that come off don't average nowhere near that.
Who?
What's his name? Brunson. I mean,
he started. He didn't come
Brown.
off the bench, Terry. He started.
You know, but
he
I'm
started.
just
So
saying.
you have no idea what you're talking about again.
No,
he did.
I don't even
started.
want to hear about it. I don't even want to hear about no Durant no more in my life.
Who had the most points in that? Who had the most points in that game, Terry?
I mean, you know, who cares? He played into what Boston wanted him to do.
He had 27.
He
was
never
horrible.
hurt Boston at all.
Look, he's 18 of 20 on the free throw line. How many Durant calls did he get to get 20 free throws? I mean,
go back and look at the whole series.
He was horrible.
Your favorite guy is shooting 32%.
Tom, Boston shot 31 free throws. Brooklyn shot 34.
So it sounds like the calls were about even.
If Durant shoots all the shots, he's going to get fouled every time, which he did.
It's a good thing because he couldn't hit anything else.
That's exactly right. He could not hit nothing else.
He could hit the cross side of the barn.
All right, I'm going to explain some basketball.
When defense was on him.
See you guys right here. All right, this is Dean
4
Smith.
for 17.
This is Dean Smith.
And first game, he's like 14 out of 41.
All right, so this is Dean Smith. And right next to him is Michael Jordan. So a lot of things, if you ever went to Carolina basketball camp or ever played on a basketball team, and Terry, your shot's not going down, what do the coaches tell you to do?
Drive to the hole, get a foul, go to the free throw line to make yourself better. I understand every bit of that.
Tom, did that just make my point?
No, you're right. But again, playing
it.
against Boston, you're doing what we want you to do because you're not hurting us from that free throw line. You're not hurting us at all. Tatum just blocked your shot. When the game's on the line, Tatum just blocked your shot.
Okay. Did y'all win the series yet?
Brown blocked your shot. 6'7" Browns blocked 7-foot guy's shot.
So what are we arguing about? Other than the fact that
Kyrie
only got 10 points.
No, and you know why Kyrie's having a hard time? Because he's going against your defensive player of the year.
Right. Now, when Kyrie goes out, Terry, who guards the who guards the point guard when Kyrie goes out?
Yeah, come on.
Who guards the point? No, answer me. Who guards the point guard?
You're down 0-2, Kevin.
Are you not going to answer
my
question?
You're 0-2. If you lose today in Brooklyn, y'all were done.
But Terry, you're acting. but you're acting. You're a little weird right now. Like, why are you so passionate about the fact that you're beating
weird.
a 7-seed team?
I'm talking. You're right. I said that last week.
I'm trying to explain to you.
No play-in team will win an NBA championship. Not even come close.
That's neat. Now, Marcus Smart, player of the year, right? So he's guarding Kyrie, right?
Yes.
When Kyrie goes out, who does he guard? The other point guard?
Yeah, whoever comes in.
Well, that's Goran Dragic.
And he got mad in game one and slammed the ball down.
Last night or last game, The defensive player of the year gave up 18 points to the backup for Brooklyn, Goran Dragic.
What is this guy? He's not guarding him the whole time, Kevin. They switch. Boston's the best switching team they are in the NBA.
You're right, Terry, you just finished saying that the reason Kyrie's playing bad is because of Marcus Smart. So I said when Kyrie comes out and Dragic comes in, I guess Marcus quits playing defense?
You ain't watching basketball.
Listen, the fact is the Celtics are the 2 seed and have won 2 games at home. True?
You're true.
Okay. So if I'd have told anyone that without saying names or words or anything and said the 2 seed is up 2-0 at home, would we have anything to talk about? No.
Okay, no.
So this is nothing surprising. There's nothing surprising
yeah, but you're
going to
sit here and tell me this. But the last time Boston went to Brooklyn, we run away with the game, beat y'all like a dog, and that's when you had Harden.
First of all, who's y'all?
Y'all is your Brooklyn whole bunch of Nets.
I'm not a Brooklyn Nets fan.
You know? I mean.
I just said, only reason I picked them to win is because I picked the best player in every series is all I did.
Durant's not the best player in the NBA. He's proven. I always put him up there until now. I've seen him play against a defense that's going to stop him.
Is LeBron better than Durant?
Yes.
LeBron didn't make the playoffs.
I know. He's still better than Durant.
What measurements do we have then?
He's still better than Durant.
If Durant loses a second-round game, Tom, he's terrible.
Get 1 second round game.
1 second-round game. Remember,
I have never put
the first game
Durant above LeBron.
The first game, the Celtics won by 1 on a last-second shot.
Yeah, and who beat him? Defensive player of the year with a great pass to Tatum, and Tatum lays it in.
So the series could easily be 1-1 based on one play alone. Second of all, again, the Nets blew us a lead, just like everyone else.
17 points.
So this series could be easily 2-0 Nets. And if that was the case...
Let me put it to you like this. Zach watched the game just like I did. When you was in the fourth quarter, Kyrie, Durant, neither one of them showed up.
How many points did Durant score in the fourth quarter?
Boston stopped them.
How many did he get in the fourth quarter?
None. If he was shooting other than free throws.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not what I'm asking.
If you would have watched him, I'm serious.
Michael Jordan.
I've watched basketball. I'm 44 years old.
I know you are.
I'm telling you,
Jordan.
If you would have watched the game, you would have said Durant sucks. I'm just being honest with you.
Okay.
I'm just being honest with you.
Oh, you're right. So does Bruce Brown suck?
I'm just saying.
Answer my questions. Does Bruce Brown suck?
You'd have been saying, why is that guy shooting?
Does Andre Drummond suck? He had 5 points.
I've never put Durant as the top player. I think he is
always
a 2.
Zach? Who's the best player?
I'm saying for them, but he's always going to have to be a 2.
2 to what?
He's not the alpha on the team.
On that team?
Any team. He was. It's going to be Curry was the alpha.
Okay, they won 2 championships.
And when they
who was
went,
the Finals MVP?
When he was with the Thunder,
who was the Finals
MVP?
MVP, Zach? Who was the Finals MVP? Steph Curry. You know how many Finals MVPs he has?
1.
0.
Well, Iguodala got it. He shouldn't have had it.
Would say Cam
we know
Newton was your
Iguodala
MVP
didn't
of
deserve
the
that.
NFL, and he wasn't.
Y'all have told me
he shouldn't have got it.
That Steph Curry is the alpha over the guy who scored more points than him and won the MVP over him on the same team. Look, just because y'all don't like him, he's an idiot. He's a dude.
I never said I didn't like him.
Y'all just both said you never thought he was any good. He's not an alpha male.
I just don't think he is.
He's not the leader of that team. That's the reason I sent you back. Maybe you should have kept Harden. I mean, because y'all made a big joke, but getting rid of Harden, all that didn't hurt us.
Now what should be the headlines of this whole thing?
How many rings does James Harden have?
All I know is his team's up 3-0.
It's Terry.
And your team's down 0-2.
Tom, do you know one time that the Bulls got beat in the first round of the playoffs? Do you know that?
Jordan's rookie season.
Yeah, they got one time. One time they didn't make the finals.
Yeah. Jordan's rookie season. Yep.
The headline should be with Marcus Smart.
I'm going to ask Tom a question before we get out of here. It's time to get. Tom, explain to me why the guy who only got 10 points and was 4 of 13 as opposed to 4 of 17 is not getting any blame. The one that's fasting.
They both played horrible.
The one that's
they did, both of them.
Well, y'all just spent 30 minutes telling me that Durant, the guy who had the most points in the game, was awful, and the guy who had 10 was
He's
the
a
best
perfect
player.
goes for 10 in the second half. Good job, buddy. When the game's on the line and Boston's coming back, you can't hit a shot.
Was this the NBA Finals?
No.
Was it round one?
Well, you're right. And just like I told you, no play-in team will ever win an NBA championship.
Okay, Terry, that's cool.
Now, what should have been the headlines is Marcus Smart's jacket that he wore to the game. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but he wore a gold DPOY jacket. It looked like a boxer's.
31 times in NBA history has a team come down from 0-2. 4 times last year it happened. 1 time the year before, 1 time the year before that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2. 31 times.
But in Boston history, it's only happened once when they were up 2-0.
Listen, I'm not saying they're going to win it. I told you before the series. I told you last week. My words for it, we'll pull it up. I have no confidence in anything the Nets do other than it's going to be 6 or 7 games no matter what they do.
And I even said that at the start of the series. But I didn't think Durant was going to be this bad. There we go. Kyrie also.
All right. Let's say he's been bad. Let's say he's been awful, Tom. If he improves, are the Celtics in trouble then?
Oh, yeah.
Brooklyn. Now, I put it simple. Brooklyn must win today or this thing is over.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah, that's simple.
Okay.
And last time that we played 7:30 tonight.
So I know to put my phone on mute at 7:30.
Yes.
Okay. No matter what happens, somebody's going to be blowing up the phone with text.
I'm just going to say. This is what I'm going to say. I know for a fact, and Terry agreed with me when I said it. Dean Smith's philosophy and Michael Jordan's and everyone else's in basketball history has always been: if you're not hitting your shots, you get to the line.
You do.
I've
agree.
been told.
I've done that all my whole life.
I got half my points in high school basketball at the line.
Quit shooting from outside. Go to the hole.
And that's what he did. And then you're hating on him. That's all I got to say. Not the guy who got 10 and didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. Again, look who got more points than him. Goran Dragic, Seth Curry, whoever Brown was. Y'all mentioned him. All those got more points than Kyrie.
The maddest person
Kyrie
on that team after game 1 when they lost was Dragic. Yeah. He took the ball and slammed it down on the floor.
Durant was sitting on the bench like this. I don't care.
Yep.
He was. I watched the end of it. He's sitting there like this, like, okay.
It'd be nice if he had some help. Wouldn't you be mad, too, if the number 2 guy didn't score but 10 points? 10 points. Y'all going to say it's Kyrie's fault?
No, I'd say Michael said, I'm just going to score 50. Michael would say, I'm going to score 50.
Yeah, exactly. Michael would have said, I'm hitting the shot.
He tried. He just missed them.
I'm sorry. Michael would have said, I'm hitting shots.
Y'all said he kept pulling jumpers and stuff. How many threes do you think he shot?
He was shooting mid-range.
He shot 2 the whole game.
He was shooting mid-range.
All right. We'll be back next week, JP. That's so silly. KTZBroadcasting.com.
Thank you, Shelby Heating and Air.
He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn from mid-range.
Yep.
Incredible man, I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do. When you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Yes, it's tax time, and maybe you need some relief. And Shelby Heating and Air has a great spring tax relief tune-up special for just $69.